From Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts, this is Braves Baseball alongside Jordan Palacio. I'm Sam Wiederhaft. The Braves have won 2 in a row for just the second time this season with a 6-4 victory last night against Katuitt. Jordan, how has this team been playing so well recently?
They've been hitting the ball, Sam. That's the short answer. Is they've not been afraid to get on base and make things happen when they get on base. Over the last 7 games, the Braves have scored 4 runs in 6 out of those last 7, and it's really been a huge factor. They were talking about a team here who was last in batting average in the league. Now have jumped all the way up into the middle of the pack in just this past week. So the Braves have been hitting the ball, and the pitching, while it struggled, came around in that game last night as well.
And we talk about hitting these past few games. How about Judd Fabian? 2 home runs last night with that big 3-run shot in the 8th inning.
Oh, and that's the shot. That's the hit that really won the game for the Braves last night. Now the Katuitt Cavaliers came back, had a little bit of a rally in that 9th inning, but without Fabian's 3-run bomb, the Braves probably end up losing that game. And then if they lose that game, then you kind of fall down the slippery slope of you don't really know where you're going to end up. But Fabian, really a difference maker, not only last night, but in games early in the season as well.
The Hyannis Harbor Hawks come to Doran Park for the first time this season. Jordan, Hyannis has 5 wins this year, with 3 of them coming against the Bourne Braves, 23 combined runs in those 3 games. How can Bourne put those previous 3 games behind them tonight?
I think the easiest thing for the Braves to do to put those 3 losses is just to look at the standings and realize that Hyannis is, as we talk right now, 7 points behind them. I know the Harbor Hawks have beat the Braves 3 times in a row, all 3 times that they've played, but you just look at the standings. The Braves know they're in a comfy spot. Even if they lose this game tonight, they still have a 2.5 game lead over the Harbor Hawks. So that should make them a little bit more comfortable. They just need to relax, have the pitching throw a little bit. Hayden King, who's on the mound tonight, if he's able to go out and give 4 solid innings, only giving up a run or 2, I think the Braves will be in pretty good shape.
All right, lineups and first pitch from Doran Park coming up next. You're watching Braves Baseball on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Looking back to Durham Park, let's take a look at how the Hyannis Harbor Hawks lead off to take on the Braves. It'll be Jordan Westberg leading it off, the shortstop, coming off a Cape Cod Player of the Week performance. 3 home runs in his first 3 games for the Harbor Hawks. Anthony Servideo, the second baseman in the 2 spot. Trevor Hauver in left field. He'll be in the 3. Hunter Goodman, who homered in his last game against the Braves, bats cleanup. He's catching. Jared DeSantelo, the third baseman. Ian Fair at first. Brooks Carlson, the DH. Rowdy Jordan in right field. He'll be batting in the 8th spot. And Bryce Teodosio rounds it out. He's in center field. And Jordan, they're facing Hayden King, who has his first start for the Braves here tonight.
Yeah, first start for the Braves, second start overall. He's only thrown 1 time in a Braves uniform, and he gave up 1 run in 2/3 of an inning. That was against Katuitt back a few days ago, where he came into the game with bases loaded, and they were eventually cleared. He got credit for 1 of those runs, and he's got a 13.5 ERA because of it. With Chatham, on the other hand, he's 0-1 with a 10.8 ERA. He has 1 game started. That was against Wareham back on June 16th. He only threw 1 2/3 innings. He gave up 6 runs off of 5 hits. So an opportunity for him to really set himself in, an opportunity to earn a starter position for this Braves rotation.
It'll be King on the mound, Jackson Greer behind the plate, Cade Beloso at first, Jake McKenzie at second, Cody Morris over at short, and Jimmy Glowenke gets the start at third base. Xavier Warren has an off day for the first time since the second game of the season. Nick Bruiser's in left, Judd Fabian in center field, and Kyler Fedko will be in right. The Braves come in with a 9-win, 14-loss record on the season and have not beaten the Hyannis Harbor Hawks just yet. Hyannis with 5 wins on the season, and it'll be Jordan Westberg leading it off for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. They come in last place in the West Division. The Braves in 4th place. Hyannis 5 wins, 18 losses, and 1 tie. They right now have a 2-game losing streak. So Westberg comes in. It'll be a left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter matchup to start off this Wednesday night baseball action. King comes set. Kicks and fires. First pitch is outside for a called ball on the fastball. It's 1-0 to Westberg.
And Jordan Westberg, how about an introduction to the Cape season, huh? 20 at-bats. He's 12 for 2,600 average.
Here's the 1-0 from King. Off speed in the zone for a strike on Westberg. 1-1. Last night he went 2 for 4 against the Falmouth Commodores. 1 RBI. He has set this lineup on fire. Already 8 RBIs in his first week in the Cape League. Here's the 1-1 from Hayden King. It's off speed. Westberg lines at third base side foul. And he now falls behind 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and for Hayden King, it's real important that he gets through this first 4 or 5 spots in the Hyannis lineup, because Westberg, Servideo, Hauver, Goodman, and DeSantelo, all very dangerous hitters.
Westberg playing in his 6th game of the season. 12 for his first 20 at-bats. King comes set. The 1-2 pitch to Westberg flies out first base side, curving foul. So we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Braves come off a 6-4 win last night against the Katuitt Kettleers in a game that was 6-1 heading into the bottom of the 9th inning. And Katuitt with 3 runs in that bottom half of the 9th. Araj Anu had a 3 RBI single in the bottom of the 9th that made that a game. Here's the 1-2 off speed. Got him looking. Hayden King gets his first strikeout in the first at-bat of the ball game. 1 gone.
And that's really important going up against Jordan Westberg, who has proved himself to be one of the toughest outs, not only in this lineup, but in the entire league. And now he's got the confidence here to go up against another lefty in Anthony Servideo.
Servideo comes in, struggling on the season, a .164 average out of Ole Miss. Lefty on lefty matchup. 1 gone, nobody on base. Here's the first pitch from Hayden King. It's a fastball in the zone, about letter high for a strike. 0-1.
And Servideo last night against Falmouth, 0 for 4.
0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, Jordan.
Yeah.
A tough game for him. Hayden King comes set. The 0-1 pitch is off speed in the zone for a strike, and he starts off his second batter, 0-2.
And if King can get into a groove, especially early against this lineup, I think the Braves, with how they've hit the ball, they could be smooth sailing the rest of this game.
King coming out of the bullpen in his last appearance for the Braves. Has only appeared in one game so far. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Servideo. Got him swinging. It's 2 up, 2 down for Hayden King on 2 strikeouts.
How about that for Hayden King as the dugout yells something out to him? 2 strikeouts on 2 batters. You can't draw up anything better. Only 7 pitches between those 2 batters, Sam.
That'll be Trevor Hauver out of Arizona State. The left fielder today, 1 for 4 game last night against Falmouth. 235 average on the season. Faces Hayden King for the first time. Here's the first pitch to Hauver. It's off speed and outside for a ball. 1-0. The Harbor Hawks last getting their win in a 13-8 victory against the Bourne Braves. A game that was shortened, actually called in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball high and tight. 2-1.
In that game, a lot of offense in that game. In the 5th inning, both teams scoring 5 runs apiece. Both teams batting around. A lot of offense, very uncharacteristic game, especially for the Bourne pitching staff.
King comes set. The 2-0 delivery is chopped at and fouled off third base side back toward the high school. It's a 2-1 count on Trevor Hauver. He was the only Harbor Hawk that was held hitless in that second game against the Braves. 13-8 victory for the Harbor Hawks. That was only their 5th win of the season. 2-1 from King. Hauver watches a fastball down the middle for a strike, and the count evens up 2-2.
Yeah, now if Hayden King can go out there and strike out the side against this Harbor Hawks, you talk about a lot of confidence and momentum going toward the Braves, and that's exactly what they need. They haven't beat this team yet all season long. Worst team in the entire league. Don't give them a reason to get excited.
2-2. Hauver watches it, just missed the zone. A fastball from Hayden King. That falls a little low, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Nobody on. A 0-0 score between the 4th place Bourne Braves and the 5th place Hyannis Harbor Hawks, both in the West Division. The Braves have a 4-7 record in the West so far. Here's the payoff from Hayden King. A breaking ball just missing the zone inside, and Trevor Hauver's on with a walk.
Yeah, breaking ball, real slow and looping curveball from Hayden King. It started out high, and I think it actually surprised Trevor Hauver and the home plate umpire, Sam Finn, that how close to the zone it got. Now here comes the RBI leader in the entire league here, Sam, and Hunter Goodman.
Hunter Goodman will step up, homering in that second game against the Braves. Will face Hayden King for the first time. First pitch he sees, he fouls off back toward the fence. 1-1 count. Trevor Hauver over at first. Goodman catching tonight. 22 RBIs in the season, a league-leading number. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Goodman. He takes it to deep left field. Nick Bruiser is moving to his left side, but he'll get under it and make the play for the final out. No runs, no hits for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. 1 runner on in the walk. Still a 0-0 score. We head to the bottom half of the first. You're watching Braves Baseball. 0-0 score heading to the bottom half of the first inning. Let's take a look at how the Bourne Braves line up for tonight's ball game against the Harbor Hawks. Judd Fabian will lead it off, and he's coming off a big 2-home run, 4 RBI performance last night at Catuit. He's playing center. Cody Morris in the 2 spot, playing shortstop today. Cade Beloso, the first baseman. Jimmy Glowenke in the cleanup spot, playing third base. Jared Poland, the DH today. Jackson Greer catching. Nick Bruiser is in the 7 spot, playing left. Kyler Fitko in right. He's in the 8. And Jake McKenzie rounds out the lineup for the Bourne Braves. He is at second base, and they will be facing Tyler Madison for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, Tyler Madison out of Bryant University, a temporary player who's been able to survive the cuts. He signs a full contract with the Harbor Hawks, 0-1 so far on the year.
And the first pitch is swung at by Judd Fabian high over on the third base side. Jared DeSantelo, the third baseman, in foul territory, will get under it and put it away for a 1-pitch out. Different story than last night, Jordan.
Yeah, instead of it being a 1-pitch home run, Fabian retired on the first out, and that's just how it goes sometimes in baseball. You know, the old saying, you can never get too high or get too low. Just another one of those at-bats, and Fabian will look to get it back on the second time up.
There's Cody Morris betting a little higher than he's used to. He typically bats around the 5-6 spot. Jumps up to the 2-hole today. First pitch from Madison is a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, Madison, as I was saying, 0-1 with a 4.15 ERA last through on the 4th of July against YD. Did not pick up a decision in that game. He went 3 2/3, only allowing 2 runs.
0-1 to Morris at his off-speed little chopper right back to Madison. It gets over his glove. Servideo charging in. The throw is not in time, and Cody Morissette is on with an infield single. So now make that hit streak 8 games for Cody Morissette, one of the hottest batters in this Braves lineup.
Yeah, not only in the Braves lineup, but I think in the entire league. This guy had an average at and around 100 and now has raised it up to 308 on the season. He beats out that single right there and keeps the hitting streak going. And speaking of streaks, we have a reached bases streak here up at the plate now.
It's Cade Beloso, who's reached base in every single game he's played in so far. Beloso, 13 straight games getting on base. Here's the first pitch from Madison. It's low, blocked by Hunter Goodman, the catcher. Morris sent back to first. Beloso comes in with a high 342 average, 13 for 38. Has 1 home run, 2 RBIs on the season. The big number is 11 walks. That's tied for 9th place in the Cape Cod Baseball League. The thing is, he's only played in 13 games. Here's the 1-0 from the righty, Madison. Cade Beloso check swing, called a strike. Count evens up 1-1. Sam Finn, the home plate umpire behind the plate. Tom Gandolfo, the first base umpire. And Larry Rosenberg, the third base umpire for tonight's ball game. Beloso back in the box. Madison comes set. The 1-1 pitch is cut on and missed off speed by Cade Beloso, and the count now runs 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And the reason that Beloso's average is so high is because he's had hits in 12 out of the 13 games that he's played here on the Cape this season. He only went 0 on one night, and what did he do after that game? Well, he decided to change up the look, going with the Elvis Presley look.
Cade Beloso, a little mutton chop action going on as Madison throws back to first. Morris sent back in time. Longer sideburns. It's shaved kind of lower, and he left a little bit of the goatee as well. It's an interesting look, but it's been helping him so far. Madison comes set. Kicks and fires the 1-2. It's a fastball, got him swinging. Cade Beloso goes down on the strikeout for just the 9th time this season, and he's gone for the second out.
Yeah, fastball there. Madison went after him there at the 1-2, and Beloso not able to catch up. I think if Beloso sees that pitch the next time around, I don't think it's going to fly, and it just might fly off the bat for Beloso for a base hit. Now, here's Jimmy Glowenke.
Throw back to first by Madison. Morris is back in time. Jimmy Glowenke steps up, 261 average. 8 RBIs on the season, 11 strikeouts. Has walked 5 times. A 1-for-5 performance with an RBI and a strikeout against Catuit last night. First pitch is outside. Hunter Goodman chases it on the outside part of the plate. 1-0. Glowenke getting a rare start at third base as Xavier Warren gets his first off day since the second game of the season against Harwich.
I think it's probably a well-deserved off day as well.
Yeah, Xavier Warren has played the most games out of any Braves player. Morris sent back in time again on another throw from Madison. Warren leads the team in RBIs. Second on the team in home runs with 2. Judd Fabian took that lead last night, homering twice. He now has 3. Madison comes set, kicks and fires the 1-0 outside. Hunter Goodman, it gets behind him, and Morissette gets over to second. He takes a long turn around the second base bag, and now he's back. So the Braves now have a runner in scoring position. It's a wild pitch from Tyler Madison.
Yeah, Madison almost had that first pitch to Glowenke get away from him. It was in the dirt, but Goodman was able to block it. The second time around, Goodman could not keep it in front of him, and it skips behind him. Morissette thought about going to third. It was very slowly rolling to the backstop. Now a base hit here can score Morissette from second.
2 outs. Cody Morris at second, 0-0 score. Braves with a hit on the infield single from Morissette. 2-0 to Glowenke is a hard swinging strike as he does a little spin move out of the box. And it's now a 2-1 count.
Oh, yeah. A hard swing might be an understatement. He almost swung out of his shoes there, swang out of his stance. And now on the 2-1 pitch, after getting a fastball, I assume we're probably going to see something off speed here from Madison. The key is if he can find it in the zone.
Madison's hands meet at the belt. Now the 2-1 delivery to Glowenke is low and outside. And it's now a great hitter's count. 3-1 strike to the Braves' third baseman today.
And with a solid hitter on deck and Jared Poland, Glowenke here, seeing one pitch in one spot. That's most likely his approach here. And if that pitch is there, he's going to go after it and try and put the Braves on the board.
3-1. Glowenke takes a look at it. It's a called strike on the bottom part of the zone. Glowenke tossed his bat back to the Braves dugout. Thought it was ball 4, but the count is now full. 3-2 strikes.
Yeah, Glowenke, like you said, already tossed the bat back, was undoing his shin guard when Sam Finn called it a strike. Now he's got a battle here at 3-2, and I'd be surprised if Glowenke keeps the bat on his shoulder here. I think he's going to go after this one, really be aggressive.
Payoff for Madison. Glowenke lifts a high fly ball, curving into foul territory. Ian Fair, the first baseman, is on the dirt in foul territory, gets under it, and it goes into his glove for the third out of the inning. 1 hit, no runs for the Bourne Braves. They leave 1 on base, and Cody Morris at still a 0-0 score heading to the second inning. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Braves leave 1 runner on base in the bottom of the first inning, a 0-0 score as we approach the top half of the second with Hayden King still on the mound for the Braves. Jared DeSancelo, Ian Fair, Brooks Carlson due up for the Harbor Hawks, who are in desperate need of a win. 5-18-1 on the season, a 2-game losing streak, the worst record in the league by a long shot. The Braves are the next worst. DeSancelo comes in, playing third today. He'll face Hayden King for the first time. Lefty on lefty matchup. Here's the first pitch to DeSancelo. A fastball just missing the zone, 1-0.
I think DeSancelo very quietly with a 371 average. That's the third highest in the Cape League. Only Zach Deloach ahead of him at a 400 mark. 400. Can you believe that, Sam?
Here's the 1-0. It's low and outside, 2-0. Well, I can believe it because Jordan Westberg is batting .600, and that I can't believe.
Right.
But Zach DeLoach, last night against Hyannis, 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. He really teed off against the Harbor Hawks. 2-0 is a hard swing and a miss from DeSantolo. First strike of the at-bat, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, and Wyatt Young in second place with a 377 mark. And, of course, Hayden Cantrell and then Darren Baker rounding out the top 5. DeSantolo, more than likely an all-star here on the Cape League. That all-star game just about a week and a half away.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, off speed, chopper back up the middle, over to Morris at the shortstop, gloves it, fires to first, and DeSantolo is retired on the ground now. That's the first out of the inning.
Easy pickings right there for Cody Morris. Just receives the ball on a couple of big hops, catches the ball right at the brim of his hat, and a throw over from shortstop in plenty of time for out number 1. And Hayden King, only the walk is the blemish right now on the scorebook. He's looked pretty comfortable up there on the mound.
Ian Fair now steps in, the first baseman. King comes set, fires the first pitch, fastball outside. 1-0. Fair played in last night's game, went 0 for 2 with a walk. As the Harbor Hawks lost 8-1 against the Falmouth Commodores. 1-0. Lined over on the first base side, curving, just foul. A hard hit ball from Ian Fair, and the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, it was a hard hit ball, hardest hit ball we've seen from either team all day, and it went foul by quite a margin there. Fair has been a little bit of a thorn in the side for the Braves here in the past couple of games, of course, robbing Brendan Rivoli of a base hit in the first game, I believe, of that doubleheader.
Here's the 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. It's an off speed, just a little high from Hayden King to Ian Fair. 2 balls and 1 strike now. And Rivoli has since picked things up. A couple of hits in his past 2 games, 3 RBIs as well. King comes set. The 2-1 pitch to Ian Fair is low, and the count now runs 3 balls and 1 strike.
And Fair, of course, not with enough at-bats to qualify for the league lead, but he's also hitting a .429 spot right now. 6 for 14 throughout just 6 games so far. So about a hit per game for him.
3-1 is right back up the middle. That'll go into center field for a single. Ian Fair, not much contact off the bat, but it was right up the middle. McKenzie and Morris didn't have enough time to get to it. It goes over to Judd Fabian in center, and it's a 1-out single, the first hit of the game for the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, return to sender, classic and textbook piece of hitting right there. You mentioned he didn't get a lot of contact on it, just hit the top of the ball, sending it straight into the ground. Just placed it perfectly right over the pitcher's mound. King couldn't have enough time to react to it. Bounces just past second base for a 1-out single, and now Hayden King being forced to work on the stretch once again here against Carlson.
Brooks Carlson, the DH, receives a first pitch fastball outside. 1-0. Carlson from Samford University, batting .167 in 20 games he's played in. Only 11 hits and 66 at-bats. The 1-0 from King is cut over to the third base dugout for
Watch
the Braves.
out.
Just foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, it looks like a chart that pitching coach Ace Adams was holding. He abandoned ship and forgot the clipboard, and it went down with the ship.
No, you have to imagine Ace Adams doesn't really care about that too much. Pretty easygoing guy.
He is an easygoing guy. He's probably upset that now there's a whole bunch of dirt all over his papers.
That's true. Here's the 1-1 from King. And off-speed, beautiful off-speed down the middle for a strike. Carlson now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a good pitch there from King. It's always about that second pitch. Everybody here in this league is going to have a great fastball, whether it's not necessarily great on the velo like King's is. It can have some movement and it can place it real well. It's all about that second pitch and having it in command.
1-2. Fastball got him swinging. Carlson retired on the strikeout. That's 3 strikeouts for Hayden King. 2 outs in the top of the second.
Yeah, and that'll bring up Rowdy Jordan now. And with 2 outs in the inning, Hayden King really shouldn't be too afraid of Ian Fair over on first base. Not a big speed guy. So he's able to go after him with the confidence that even if a ball is hitting the gap, it's likely that the farthest that Fair would go is third base.
Rowdy Jordan, the number 8 hitter in this Harbor Hawks lineup, will come up with a runner on first and 2 outs. First pitch from King. Fastball down the middle for a strike.
And that first pitch strike is so crucial. There's a huge difference between 0-1 and 1-0. If you're able to put the pressure on the batter and make him adjust to your game plan, then as a pitcher, you're doing your job and you're already winning.
Jordan's had a tough go of the .098 average. The 0-1 from King off speed. Just missing the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. King has only gotten 3 hits in 41 at-bats. 4 hits in 41 at-bats. 3 runs scored. Has a double sprinkled in there. The problem for Hyannis isn't really the hitting. Their hitting ties for 5th, actually, with Bourne in the league at 248. The 1-1, and Fair is going. Picked up by Jackson Greer. Throw down to second, and Fair is tagged out for the 3rd out of the inning. Jackson Greer, a throw out from behind the plate, gets Ian Fair, who is trying to steal, and the Harbor Hawks go down without a run. 0-0 score. We head to the bottom half of the second. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube.
Number 23 from the University of
Jared Poland will lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 hit apiece for either team. No runs scored so far. Poland into the box, batting .316 on the season. 6 for 19. Had a 1 for 4 game with a double last night against Katuitt. First pitch is low for a ball. 1-0.
Yeah, Poland, he's played 5 games in the field, Sam, and every single game he's played fielding, he's gotten a hit in.
Yeah, Poland played second base last night. Also pitches as well. Here's the 1-0 from Tyler Madison, also falls low. A quick 2-ball, no-strike count to Jared Poland out of the 5 spot today. He's DHing. 4 RBIs on the season so far. He's got a 5-game hit streak, a hit in every single game he's played in. 2-0 is lined over to second base. Servideo gloves it on 1 hop. Throw to Ian Fair at first is in time, and Poland is retired for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, a little unlucky there for Poland. He hit the ball very hard off the bat. Problem is it was right at Servideo at second base, so not a ton that you can do there. He barreled it up just right at somebody else, and that's just sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way.
Jackson Greer will come up. Had a day off last night, and his last at-bat had a grand slam in the 8th inning against Falmouth, which made it a 14-0 final. First pitch to him is low and outside, bounces in the dirt, 1-0. His grand slam was the only RBIs he was able to get, 4 RBIs, and the only hit he was able to get as well, went 1 for 4. For a while, it was just him and Kyler Fedko without a hit in that Falmouth game, and Greer didn't really like that by hitting a grand slam in the 8th. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Madison. It's outside and bounces yet again. Greer watches it, 2-0.
Greer, we thought for a long time, was in love with the double. I think he still is in love with the double. He's had 4 of them so far in the season. That's 4 out of his 7 hits have all been the 2-bagger. Of course, he has a grand slam now thrown in there. 7 RBI, 7 runs scored. He is a stat sheet filler.
A 250 average on the season. The 2-0 as a chopper back to third. Gets under the glove of Jared DeSantelo and hugs that left field line. Greer turns first, now heads for second. He will slide in safely, and you mentioned, Jordan, he loves doubles. That's his 5th of the season.
Yeah, almost right on cue. The ball skipped under the glove of Jared DeSantelo, who's trying to play on a backhand. Where else but right down the left field line, which is also where Jackson loves to put the ball. Skips right under his glove, very slowly trickled into left field, where by the time Trevor Hauver was able to pick it up and make a throw, Greer was already sliding into second base.
Another double for Jackson Greer. Make that 5 of his 8 hits doubles, 1 a grand slam. He's only singled twice. So he's on second with 1 out, and Nick Bruiser will approach the plate against Madison. Braves threatening here in the bottom half of the second. Madison's hands meet at the belt. First pitch to Bruiser is a swing strike on a off-speed pitch that fell in the dirt. An 0-1 count to Nick Bruiser. Starting today, playing in left field. Bruiser pinch hit last night against Katuitt. Went 1 for 2 with a run scored. 0-1. Bruiser watches a fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's felt like Bruiser has been able to start to hold his own. We saw him have a couple pitch hit at-bats in the last couple games. Went 1 for 2 yesterday with a run scored. He made a huge catch in that game against Katuitt, which led to a huge double play in that game as well.
1-1. Bruiser, little chopper, broken bat over to third. Jared DeSantelo gloves it, fires to first, and Bruiser is out, the second out of the inning, and that holds Jackson Greer over at second.
And that's the important part of that play is that Bruiser grounds out to third, so Greer is not able to advance on the ground ball. If he grounded that ball to Servideo at second base, he'd be able to move up, but the ground ball to third prevents him from moving up. Now it falls on Kyler Fedko to keep the offense rolling here.
Fedko, 171 average, 1 for 4 against Falmouth. A double he was able to get in that game. An RBI as well, and was caught stealing. Looking to get third base in the 14-run Falmouth game. First pitch from Madison is fouled off back to the backstop. 0-1. Fedko in right field today. Bruiser's catch was so big in the game last night against Katuitt. Had to jump up right by the wall and threw it all the way to first. That actually got Aubrey Major on the force out over at first. A double play that switched the momentum for the Braves in that one. 0-1. Fedko fouls it off again. He's now down in the count 0-2.
Yeah, dangerous for Fedko here. Pretty big on the strikeout so far for him. 12 strikeouts coming into tonight's game. Really looking for him to find his footing into this thing. Of course, his brother Christian playing over with the Harwich Mariners, who's having himself a pretty good year over there. Kyler still looking just to find that first big breakout game so he can really just get himself a comfortable spot.
Fedko has 3 doubles on the year. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Madison. It's upstairs for a ball, 1-2. Kyler and Christian both playing each other when Harwich came to Doran Park last week. Braves got the victory there. The first time Kyler and Christian had ever played against each other in a game.
And not just in the Cape League, but ever.
Ever, you're right.
Ever.
Time is called. Fedko takes a few practice swings. 1 ball and 2 strike count, 2 outs. Jackson Greer is at second base, hitting a double in his last at-bat. Now Madison comes set. The 1-2 pitch to Kyler Fedko is cut on and missed for strike 3. So the Braves have 1 hit in the bottom of the second inning, and they leave Jackson Greer on second. No runs, a 0-0 score. We head to the top half of the third. You're watching Braves Baseball on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. 0-0 game entering the top of the 3rd inning. Hayden King still on the mound for the Bourne Braves. He will face Rowdy Jordan yet again, who was in the middle of an at-bat in the 2nd when Ian Fair was thrown out by Jackson Greer at second base for the 3rd out of the inning. 8-9-1 due up for the scoreless Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Ian Fair kind of inexplicably trying to steal second base. Clocking in at 6'3", 215. Not a ton of speed over on the first baseman. Perhaps he thought the hit and run was on.
First pitch to Rowdy Jordan is outside for a ball. The Braves have scored over 3 runs in their past 7 games, which has showed a lot from the offensive side that was struggling in the first part of the season. Could barely get over 2 runs. 1-0 to Jordan is low. 2-0 now. It's been 7 or more hits in the last 7 games as well. The Braves' home record is 5-6. A 14-run performance against Falmouth 2 days ago, last time the Braves played at Doran Park. 2-0. Fastball down the middle to Jordan. He watches for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now.
Yeah, and we've heard Harvey Shapiro says that he likes to split the season up into 4 11-game seasons. And the first go around, the Braves go 5-6. Second quarter of the season, they go 3-8. So that really offsets that 500 performance. But now starting off on the right foot, I want to know last night.
2-1. Jordan fouls off first base side, heading toward the seats. 2 ball and 2 strike count now. And Jordan, we talk about the game against Falmouth. What was really highlighted was the amount of runs that came across the plate. 14-0 there, but Mac Lardner had probably the best start by a Bourne Braves pitcher this season.
Oh, I don't think probably. I think it's without a doubt the best start. Striking out, what was it, 8 in that game, Sam? Yeah, 8 strikeouts. He retired 18 hitters in a row, which is, like I said on Tomahawk Talk that night, you play that game 100 times over. It doesn't happen the other 99 times. That's a slim chance.
2-2, fastball inside to Rowdy Jordan, and the count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Mac Lardner now leads the league in ERA, .81. Just fantastic on his part. The Braves love to have a pitcher like that and a pitching staff that has really carried them all season. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's fouled off of Rowdy Jordan's foot. So we'll do the 3 ball and 2 strike count yet again. The Braves recently picking up the hitting side of things.
Yeah, and if you told me that one thing keeping the Braves down was their bullpen and their relief pitching maybe 2 weeks ago, I would have looked at you and said you're crazy. But that's just the wave of baseball. You start out kind of high. Sometimes you end up kind of low. Just an ebb and flow of the game, especially in the Cape Cod Baseball League, going through the real dog days, as you like to call it, Sam, in this season.
Payoff from King. It's outside. Rowdy Jordan reaches base on a walk to lead off the inning. And an at-bat where he saw a lot of pitches from Hayden King. So he'll be over at first for Bryce Teodosio.
And Jordan doing a nice job. If you're Chad Gassman, the manager for the Harbor Hawks, that's an at-bat you really like to see because he was down 0-2, battles back, draws a walk, and now have a leadoff base runner here in Teodosio with a chance to move him over into scoring position here.
Teodosio, 184 average. Throw over to first. Rowdy Jordan gets back in time. A 1-for-3 night last night against Falmouth. A run scored. Also struck out. Teodosio from Clemson. 7 hits on the season so far. 1 double. 3 RBIs. First pitch to him is a swinging strike on a fastball upstairs. 0-1.
And he saw fence on that pitch all the way. It was a fastball up high, and he got him to chase on the high heat. Teodosio really giving a swing and a half at that pitch, trying to take it over to the bullpen in left field. He fans on it, and now let's see if King goes off speed here on this 0-1 delivery.
Throw back over to first. Rowdy Jordan back in time. You know, Jordan, you talk about the bullpen having their struggles in the past couple games. Well, no game was better to exemplify that than the second game against Hyannis in the doubleheader, where Sean Hardy, the starter, gave up 4 earned runs. Then it was Kerry Wright, who also gave up 4 earned runs, and J.P. Woodward also giving up 4 earned runs in that 13-8 victory for the Harbor Hawks. 0-1. Teodosio swinging strike on off-speed pitch now, 0-2.
Or even last night, you have Tyler Brocious, who's been Mr. Automatic out of the bullpen, giving up 3 earned runs, not even getting himself out of the 9th inning before Nick Iverson had to come in and retire 2 people in a row to record the save and get the win for the Braves. But the bats have been rolling. It's been the bullpen, of all things, that have really been shaky the past couple games for this Braves team.
King comes set. Throw back over to first again. Rowdy Jordan is back in time. Rowdy Jordan only has 1 stolen base on the season so far, in his now 13 games of action in the Cape League. Here's the 0-2 on Teodosio. Fastball, he ropes down the first base line, curving foul, and hits the fence out there in right field. The count stays 0 balls and 2 strikes.
And he's putting up a nice at-bat here against King, falling behind very quickly into the hole, but battles off a couple tough pitches, making some things happen here. See here if Hayden King gives him something to hit or goes waste pitch on this 0-2, another 0-2 delivery.
0-2 pitch is inside off speed, and that's the first ball called of the at-bat. 1-2 to Bryce Teodosio. The Harbor Hawks have scored 23 runs in the 3 victories against the Bourne Braves. The Braves, a team that just hasn't been able to figure Hyannis out yet. The 1-2 pitch. Teodosio swings and misses on the 1-2. And for Hayden King, that's his 4th strikeout of the evening and first out of the inning.
And it's a big strikeout there. He lets Rowdy Jordan slip away out of his fingertips. This time he takes care of Teodosio on a strikeout. But now we're back to this top of the order, Sam, and Jordan Westberg, who struck out looking his first time, but we know he can have a lot of power from just one swing of the bat.
Yeah, Westberg in all 5 games he's played in has had a multi-hit game. 12 for 20. A hot start for Jordan Westberg in the Cape League, and he sends the ball to center field. Judd Fabian moving in on it. He's under it, and he puts it away for the second out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out to the most dangerous hitter in this Harbor Hawks lineup.
And easy does it there for Hayden King up on the mound. Sends just a lazy fly ball out into center field. Fabian just had to take about 5 to 7 steps in on it before he was under it, and he launched it straight into his glove. That's a big out to get. Now 2 away here going up against Anthony Servideo, who he struck out on 3 pitches last time.
Servideo, who struck out 3 times last night, comes up for the second time. Runner on first, and Rowdy Jordan. First pitch to Servideo is high and tight, 1-0. Servideo went 1 for 2 against Wareham on July 7th. A 12-10 loss for Hyannis there. Has just 1 RBI on the season. Throw back to first. Rowdy Jordan is back on time. Hayden King obviously bothered by Rowdy Jordan over at first base. 2 outs in the inning. 0-0 score. Top of the third at Doran Park. King stares down his catcher Jackson Greer. Sees a sign. Now the 1-0 pitch to Servideo. Ball just a little low. Now 2-0.
Yeah, it's a good pitch there from King into Servideo. Just missed the plate. Little low. And Greer tried his best to really frame it up, just missed the zone, and now has the opportunity at 2-0. Has got to throw another fastball here, so Servideo could be serving up 1 here.
2-0, Servideo watches it high. Hayden King now has a 3-0 count on the number 2 hitter in this Harbor Hawks lineup.
Yeah, that 3-0 pitch was a fastball that missed upstairs, so Servideo not going to be swinging here. King with the opportunity really just to thumb the ball into the zone, and Servideo will leave the bat on the shoulder here at 3-0.
Pitch Servideo is outside. It's a 4-pitch walk on Anthony Servideo, and the Harbor Hawks have runners on first and second, and their number 3 hitter, Trevor Hover, coming up.
Yeah, that's nothing more demoralizing than that. As a pitcher, you know he's not going to swing the bat, and to still miss the zone after that shows you really do have a release point problem, a command problem. So for Trevor Hover, I'd be surprised if he swings the bat, unless he gets 1 pitch in 1 spot. I'd be surprised if he lets the bat off the shoulder until he sees a strike.
Hover, 235 average on the season. Runners on first and second. First pitch from King is outside. 5 balls in a row. Hover reached base on a walk in the first inning. Has gotten a hit in 3 of his past 4 ball games. A 1-for-4 night against Falmouth. 11 RBIs on the year. Had a 2 RBI game against Wareham. The 1-0 pitch is outside. Jackson Greer has to dive out of the way for it to stop it. Now 2-0.
Yeah, and if Hayden King goes on to walk Hover, I think we'll see Ace Adams come out and have a mound visit and talk to him. Not sure if it's just Sean Harney throwing a bullpen right now or if he's trying to get loose, but there is some activity in the Braves bullpen.
Sean Harney, the birthday boy today. 21 years old. The 2-0 is a fastball down the middle. King breaks that 6 balls straight streak. It's now 2-1.
Yeah, that's a much-needed strike right there. You fall behind 3-0 and you can't make a mistake. On 2-1, you still have the opportunity to go off-speed, hover up at the plate, thinking that he's going to see a fastball here. Could break one off here and fool him on something, maybe a curveball.
Here's the 2-1 delivery from Hayden King. Swinging strike on a fastball upstairs. That is a big swing and a miss. It's now a 2-2 count.
Well, I think we've seen what Hayden King's go-to pitch is. I think it's been pretty clear. He's going to bring you the gas whenever he needs a strike. So at 2-2 after Hover was late on that fastball, why not go after him with one more?
Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Rowdy Jordan at second. Anthony Servideo at first. King, here's the pitch. It's outside, cold, strike 3. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks leave runners on first and second and can't get them home. Still a 0-0 score. We head to the bottom half of the third. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Jake McKenzie will lead it off for the Braves. It'll be 9-1-2 due up in the bottom of the third. 0-0 score. 2 hits for the Braves, 1 for the Harbor Hawks. Surprisingly, a pitcher's duel so far through 2.5 innings. As McKenzie faces Tyler Madison for the first time tonight. Here's the first pitch from Madison. Kicks and fires, and McKenzie sends a ball to left field. That ball is curving. It'll stay fair. Bounces in front of Trevor Hover, the left fielder. McKenzie's turning for second. He's in there safely. It's a leadoff double for Jake McKenzie.
Nice piece of hitting there from Jake McKenzie, and he actually broke his bat on that fly ball as well. Would have been interesting to see where that ball would have landed had it not been off the broken bat. But he hustles into second base. Hover picks it up with his bare hand and throws it into second base. The throw was cut off by the shortstop, and now the Braves in business here with Judge Fabian at the plate.
That's McKenzie's second double of the season. A little blooper gets him 2 bases. Now it's Judge Fabian. Fabian 0 for 1 so far. First pitch he watches low for a ball. Fabian, of course, had a 3 for 5 game last night. 2 home runs. A solo shot on the first pitch of the game, and a 3-run homer in the 8th inning. Madison hands me at the bell. McKenzie on second. He takes a look at him. Now a second look. Now fires the 1-0. It's a fastball hitting the zone on Fabian. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
And I think in this game is going to be very critical. And how many times we'll see this Braves team leave runners on base. They haven't done that. They've done it twice so far through 2 innings, leaving runners on. If they are able to cash in on runs, it's going to be critical in this game.
1-1. Fastball a little low and outside for Madison. It's a 2-1 count on the Braves' leadoff batter. Fabian, a rising sophomore from Florida, only had 1 error in 56 games played. The outfielder batted .232 for the Gators. 7 home runs during the spring season. Now the 2-1 pitch from Madison is outside, caught by Hunter Goodman. A 3-1 count now on Fabian.
And I'd be surprised if Fabian swings at this 3-1 pitch. You have a base open over on first base. You have Cody Morris, who's white hot coming into this game. If he doesn't get his pitch in his spot, I don't think we'll see him swing the bat, even if it is a strike.
McKenzie over on second. The 3rd hit of the game for the Braves. Now the 3-1 on Fabian. Swings at it, chops it back toward the Braves dugout. Foul ball. Count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, this is where we're going to see Tyler Madison's go-to pitch. We discovered that Hayden's Kings was the fastball in the last inning. Now, this is going to be Madison's best pitch here. Will it be off speed? Will it be fastball? I'm not sure, but this is a big tell into how he'll throw for the rest of the game.
This is the 2nd full count of the game for Madison. Got Jimmy Glowinski to foul or hit a fly ball to first base on a 3-2 count back in the 1st. Here's the payoff to Judd Fabian. A fastball. He lifts it high on the first base side, just going foul into the seats. So that time the go-to pitch was a fastball on Fabian, and Madison will do it again.
Well, now it becomes interesting because is it mind games now? Do you go fastball again when Fabian just saw a fastball? Do you go off speed? How much trust do you have in that pitch? Again, this is every single pitch something happens in baseball. This is really insights into the mind of Tyler Madison here and what pitch he's going to deliver in a critical situation, a crucial situation like this. He needs an out here in the bottom of the 3rd.
McKenzie takes a few-step lead off the second base bag. Now the 3-2 pitch to Judd Fabian. Fouls it off first base side yet again. Another fastball, that time low and inside from Tyler Madison. Fabian defends, fouls it off, and he'll see another 3-2 count.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a battle going on right now between Madison and Fabian. And once again, now you've thrown 2 fastballs in a row. Would you trust it enough to go after one of the hottest hitters on this team with 3 fastballs and 3 pitches? I'm not sure.
Nobody out. 0-0 score. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Madison comes set. Another 3-2 pitch to Judd Fabian is a ground ball over to Jordan Westberg at short. He gloves it. Throw to first is in time to retire Judd Fabian for the first out of the inning, and Jake McKenzie does not advance. He stays on second.
And once again, that's an important part of that at-bat, too. Madison wins the battle, gets a weak ground ball toward Jordan Westberg at short. It's further enough short to where McKenzie can't advance on it. Now, Cody Morris set with an opportunity to pick up yet another RBI here, but he's going to have it placed pretty well here to score McKenzie from second.
Morissette got a single in his first at-bat, the first hit of the game for the Braves. Comes up with a runner in scoring position. He extended that hit streak now to 8 games. First pitch from Madison is a fastball watched by Morissette, a called strike. 8-game hit streak, 1 hit in 11 of his last 12 games. In the last 7 games, he's had 10 RBIs after starting the season 2 for his first 18, a 111 average. Jordan Westberg, the shortstop, stalking McKenzie, now backs off. The 0-1 pitch is looked at. Check swing, he did go around. The appeal to third base umpire Larry Rosenberg, he says he did. Morissette now down 0-2.
Yeah, tough call to take there from Morris that he backs out of the box just to try and process and digest that call. Rosenberg not helping him over there on third base, and now Morissette way in the hole here at 0-2.
Madison comes set. The 0-2 pitch on Cody Morissette, fastball outside for a ball, right where Hunter Goodman was setting up. A waste pitch. Morissette doesn't go for it. 1-2. Morissette went 2 for 3 with an RBI in game 2 against Hyannis. 2 doubleheaders back on Saturday. Here's the 1-2. Off speed outside, called ball. And the count evens up 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was a good pitch there from Madison. Goodman doing his best frame job on it. Just couldn't get the call from Sam Finn. And now at 2-2, we saw Madison go fastball 3 times in a row on a 3-2 count. I think here is not going to let that happen here. He's not going to want to go to a 3-2 count. So I think we'll see another fastball from him right now.
Morissette back in the box, swings the bat around a few times. A right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter matchup. Madison comes set. The 2-2 pitch on Morissette. He swings at and fouls it off third base side into the seats. Cody Morissette does a good job of defending. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was the closest shot I think we'll see coming to that trash can right behind the foul pole. Caught off the top of the netting, and it was only about, what, you say maybe 3-4 feet behind it?
Yeah, that was close. I was tracking it in there. Just missed it. 2-2. Morissette fouls it off that way yet again. That one way above the trash can, nowhere close. The kids chase for it. There's a dog pile.
Yeah, it looks like a fumble in football.
Yeah.
For that foul ball.
It's competitive to get those
things. It definitely is.
And they're cool. They're cool baseballs. Got the Cape Cod logo on it. Morissette's looking to hit one of those baseballs in for a single and try and score. McKenzie. Madison comes set. McKenzie's leaving. The 2-2 is grounded over to first base. Ian Fair gloves it, will go over to first and tag it. Morissette is out. Meanwhile, McKenzie gets over to third on the steal. Hit and run right there. McKenzie on third, 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, interesting for McKenzie to try and steal third. I almost wish that Morissette didn't swing at that pitch just to see what the throwdown would have been like to third base. However, he grounds out to first base, putting the pressure now on to Cade Beloso with the go-ahead run in the first run of the game, 90 feet away.
Beloso's 0 for 1. A strikeout in the first, just his 8th strikeout of the year. McKenzie over on third with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch from Tyler Madison. It's off speed, falls low, and bounces away from Hunter Goodman. In comes Jake McKenzie. He slides underneath the tag and is in safely. Jake McKenzie scores. It's a 1-0 Bourne Braves lead in the bottom of the third.
And real important play just now. McKenzie being able to take home on the wild pitch. It just slips under the glove of Hunter Goodman, and we've seen a lot of wild pitches bounce off the backstop right back to the plate. That doesn't happen here because it actually nicks the glove of Hunter Goodman and just trickles away from him slow enough to allow McKenzie to come all the way home, sliding head first the Braves with a 1-0 lead.
And the ball ended up bouncing away from Hunter Goodman, so if he got the tag applied, it didn't matter. The 1-0 pitch is low, 2-0. He dropped it. 1-0 Braves in the bottom half of the third. And Cade Beloso now comes up with the runners or bases empty. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. Braves taking the lead first. Madison into the windup, now fires the 2-0, and Beloso takes that ball to left field. Trevor Hauver is moving to his right side, but he will have it rather easily for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Braves get on top first. Jake McKenzie leads off with a double and comes around to score on a wild pitch. 1-0 Bourne Braves lead. We head to the top of the 4th. You're watching Braves Baseball on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. 1-0 lead for the Bourne Braves entering the top of the fourth inning. And the Hyannis Harbor Hawks will not get a chance to catch up to Hayden King's fastball because his night is now done. After 3 innings, he strikes out 5, only allows 1 hit, no earned runs, and walks 3. And Jordan, it's the birthday boy, Sean Harney, in a relief appearance.
Yeah, his 21st birthday this evening, and he gets a pitch on his birthday. Let's hope it goes to plan out of UMass. Sean Harney at 6 feet, 185 so far in the year, 1-1 with a 6.94 ERA. He's making his 5th appearance tonight, 3rd from the bullpen. He's given up 11 runs, 9 of which earned. And last time he was on the mound, it was against this Harbor Hawks team at McKeon Park back on July 6th. He had 3 innings pitched, 4 runs, all of them earned, and a rough start, rough outing for him. He was lucky not to pick up the loss, but now has the opportunity to redeem himself on his 21st birthday.
He'll face the 4, 5, and 6 batters on this Harbor Hawk lineup in the top half of the 4th. Hunter Goodman will lead it off. A fly out to left field, and Nick Bruiser in his first plate appearance. He's the first batter that Sean Harney will face. He kicks and fires the first pitch, and Goodman, a fly out to shallow center field. Fabian moving in, calls off everybody, and puts it away for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Sean Harney.
Yeah, can't draw it up any better against the league's leading RBI producer. Now has to go up against an extremely tough out, not only on this team, but in the league, and Jared DeSantolo.
Harney, you mentioned he started that second game against Hyannis. 4 earned runs there. He allowed 2 homers, which really ended up being the difference. It was a shortened 7-inning game, and Harney went 3. Here's the first pitch to DeSantolo. It's a fastball at the feet. 1-0. DeSantolo 0 for 1, a ground out to Cody Morris in his first plate appearance. Harney pitching in his 5th game. 1-0 pitch to DeSantolo. Fastball rocking the outside corner for a strike. 1-1.
You have to wonder the emotions right now going through Sean Harney. A little bit of butterflies. There's nothing like playing on your birthday.
1-1. DeSantolo rips a foul ball third base side, headed toward the snack shack in the left field, and he's now down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harney from UMass, a native of Massachusetts, was named an A-10 All-Rookie team during his freshman season in 2018. Last year, went 3-5 with a 3.27 ERA, pitching 66 innings. 1-2 pitch to DeSantolo, a little chopper back to Cade Beloso at first, right by the line. Beloso gloves it in foul territory. First base umpire Tom Gandolfo making that call. DeSantolo heads back to the home plate for his 1-2 pitch yet again.
Yeah, and DeSantolo, you had to think a little happy that ball was called foul right down the line, just bounced over the wrong part of first base, thus bringing the call. So he gets another shot at life here in this at-bat against the right-handed Sean Harney.
Hyannis with only 1 hit so far, coming off the bat of Ian Fair, who's on deck with 1 out. 1-2 pitch to DeSantolo yet again is off speed and outside, 2-2.
Yeah, now the count evens up, so now Harney here will have to throw a good pinch here. Don't want the count to get full, especially on a guy like DeSantolo who will make you pay if you make a mistake.
Harney in the windup, now kicks and deals. The 2-2 is just ruled inside on the fastball, and the count will now run full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a good pitch there from Harney. Just missed the zone. It looked like more so inside than low. Now on a 3-2 pitch, this is where we see Sean Harney's best stuff here. Can't afford to walk a guy like DeSantolo.
DeSantolo was one of the players that homered off Sean Harney. Here's the 3-2 pitch, grounded back up the middle. Jake McKenzie gets there in time, fires over to first, and DeSantolo is retired for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, smooth sailing right now for Sean Harney. Now we have the only hit of this game coming up right now for the Harbor Hawks and Ian Fair.
You know, I mentioned earlier that the batting side of things for Hyannis is not the issue. Their batting average, 248, is tied for 5th place in the league. It's the ERA that is way over 7 right now at about 7.5. First pitch to Ian Fair. Outside, bounces out of the glove of Jackson Greer for a ball, 1-0. But Jordan, that has to be frustrating when you have a team that has such a dangerous lineup, but the pitching can't hold it together.
Well, they've given up almost 200 runs in this Cape Cod Baseball League season at 190, a run differential of minus 83. You look at their run production, they're actually ranked, it looks like, fourth in the league, scoring 107 runs, 20 more than the Braves coming into tonight. So just shows you how important it is to have not only a good starting pitching rotation, but a very deep pitching staff.
Ian Fair back in the box after calling time a few times. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Sean Harney. Little chopper over to third. It's called foul. Glowenke gloved it just left of the bag. It'll be a 1-1 strike count now on Ian Fair. Well, the city of Hyannis certainly has a lot going on. The only Chick-fil-A on the Cape is in Hyannis. I believe the only Taco Bell as well. Pretty lively area, about halfway between Orleans, which is the farthest town that has a baseball team, and Wareham,
Who's off the Cape.
who's off the Cape, but the farthest west in the league.
They're on the gateway to the Cape.
They are. The Gatemen.
Yes.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Harney. Ian Fair watches it outside. He's now ahead, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, Hyannis right smack in the middle of the Cape Cod, and definitely is the hot spot. Pretty much that's where you'll find all your normal stores.
There's a Staples there.
Yeah, we know about that.
2-1. Fair watches the fastball outside. Now he's way ahead, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Staples there. There's a Chipotle.
That's right.
Over there, and it's weird seeing these stores, especially when not used to not seeing them for a while.
3-1. Inside, Ian Fair takes it for ball 4, and he's on for the second time tonight. The first walk issued by Sean Harney on the mound. Fair's on first with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Brooks Carlson, who struck out in the second inning.
And I'd be surprised here. Ian Fair tried to run on Jackson Greer earlier in the game, was thrown out by a long shot at second base. So Chad Gassman right now relaying the signs to both Fair and Carlson. I'd be shocked if Fair tries to go again.
Carlson to DH tonight. Struck out on Hayden King in the second inning. Now faces Sean Harney. The first pitch is a high and tight fastball, ruled a strike. And Carlson watched. 0-1 count.
And Harney will take that. That pitch looked way out of the zone up high. It looked like higher than the belt, which is typically the highest you can go on the strike zone. That's considered the top of the zone. That one looked to be just at about the belly button of Brooks Carlson there. Like I said, Harney will take it. Big difference between 0-1 and 1-0.
And Harney comes set. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Brooks Carlson. Fastball outside. Greer doing a good job of tracking that one into the glove. 1 ball and 1 strike count now to the DH for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Carlson from Sanford, a rising sophomore. 345 average for the Bulldogs. 1-1 is cut on and missed. 1-2 now.
And Sean Harney playing in front of his family who are in attendance tonight at Doran Park. Beautiful night here, about 75 degrees, a little bit of a breeze. It's a great night for baseball, and look to get tomorrow's game in and then some thunderstorms looming on Friday.
1-2 from Sean Harney. Right back up the middle, hits Harney on the leg. He chases it to his left side, picks it up, throws to first, and it's in time to get Brooks Carlson. What an impressive play of toughness by Sean Harney on the mound. A comebacker. He shrugs it off as he heads into the dugout. And that's a big out number 3. The birthday boy, Sean Harney, gets pegged, picks it up, and throws to first. No runs for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. 1-0 Bourne Braves lead heading to the bottom half of the 4th. You're watching the Braves on YouTube. Braves lead it 1-0. Now in the bottom of the fourth inning, Glewenke will start it off, followed by Poland and Jackson Greer. The middle of the lineup, 4-5-6, due up against Tyler Madison, who is still on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. Madison comes set. Into the windup, now the first pitch to Glewenke, swings at it, fly ball over to right field. Rowdy Jordan moving to his left side. That ball is going to fall foul and bounce over the fence. Rowdy Jordan gave it a good effort, just couldn't cover enough ground in time. It's an 0-1 count on Glewenke, who's 0 for 1 today.
And Glewenke coming into this game hot, had an RBI single yesterday. Looking to carry that momentum into today's game after popping up to the first baseman fair in foul territory his first time.
Madison into the windup, now fires the 0-1, rope down the third base line over the outstretched glove of Jared DeSantelo. That ball will rattle all the way over to the wall. Glewenke will stand into second with another leadoff double for the Bourne Braves.
Yeah, make that back-to-back innings with the leadoff double almost in the same location, right down the third base line. DeSantelo gave it a nice try, dove for it, just couldn't make that in time. And Trevor Hopper doing well in the corner over there in left field to not get tripped up. Ball didn't take any funky hops, so Glewenke advances a second on the double, and it's a good spot of the order here, too, to make this a 2-0 game.
Jared Poland comes up. He's 0 for 1. And forget about Jackson Greer. I think the Bourne Braves, as a team, love hitting the two baggers. 3 out of 4 hits tonight have been doubles. 1 from Jake McKenzie, 1 from Jackson Greer, and now 1 from Jimmy Glewenke. Here's the first pitch to Poland. Fastball outside from Tyler Madison. 1 ball, no strike count on the DH for the Braves. All 3 doubles have been down that left field line. Hugging the foul line. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Poland. He fouls off to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike count now.
It's definitely it's a popular place to hit the ball over there on the left field line. 330 to the fence all the way out there. 395 to dead center. 300 to right with Dorn Park's version of pesky pole down there.
Glewenke over on second. 1-0 lead for the Braves so far in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch on Poland. It's a Hagen curveball that falls too high. Now a 2-1 count to Jared Poland. For Glewenke on the season, that's only his second double. He only has 2 extra base hits of his 19 hits. Madison comes set, fires the 2-1 pitch. It's a hard swinging strike on an inside pitch that landed in the dirt to Poland. Evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch for Poland to take there. And this would be a big strikeout if Madison can get it, because it's another out that you keep Glewenke over there on second base, where any type of base hit is likely to score him.
Madison from the stretch fires the 2-2. Poland fouls it off. Four hits for the Braves, 3 of them coming on the 2-bagger. They've only turned it into 1 run. A couple of nights ago, it was 13 hits for the Braves, turning into 14 runs. Here's the 2-2. Inside pitch, Poland lays off. Fell in the dirt in front of Hunter Goodman, the catcher, and the count now runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And for Madison, we've seen what he's like to throw in this count before. So Poland going to be expecting fastball here, expecting the heat from Tyler Madison up on the mound.
Glewenke on second. The second leadoff double in a row for the Braves. McKenzie came around to score in the third. Now a 3-2 pitch on Jared Poland, a hanging curveball. He lifts high over into the seats on the third base side. Hits the high school, and Poland will do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's the third full count of the game for Tyler Madison on the mound. He got Glewenke earlier to fly out on a 3-2 pitch, and Fabian grounded out on a 3-2 pitch as well. Payoff. Fastball low, and it's called a ball. Jared Poland jogging over to first with a walk, and now the Braves have runners on first and second with Jackson Greer coming up.
And this is definitely a guy you want to come up to the plate as well. Greer already hitting a double earlier in the game back in the second inning. Have to stay away from the double play ball, though. That's definitely in effect right now. So is the infield fly rule, but a ground ball double play could just kill the inning. Well, the runner likely would get on third base, but with 2 outs, that's nothing guaranteed there.
Greer with a double in the second inning. Couldn't come around to score. He'll face Madison for the second time tonight. Glowenke on second, Poland on first. And Madison comes off the mound, turns back towards second. Jackson Greer was featured in the video that's gotten pretty viral of Peter Alonso's host mom, Colleen Ieva, getting excited when Alonso won the home run derby. Peter Alonso, a member of the Braves in 2015. Jackson Greer was in full uniform after a game that ended about 3 hours before the home run derby ended. The first pitch is low and outside to Jackson Greer, 1-0.
He's got his priorities.
He does.
You know what I mean? Gets home, just wants to eat some dinner, just relax a little bit, unwind after a long game, and watch a former Bravo go out and win the home run derby.
Greer hitting a grand slam in that game. Maybe a little bit of superstition. Now, Greer talked to our beat reporter, Carson Field, and he said he had just gotten home at that point, so the uniform was still on. 1-0, outside. It bounces away from Goodman. All runners stay. Throwback to first. Poland slides back safely. He thought Glowenke was going over at second, so Poland was about halfway in between first and second. He just gets back in time. It's a 2-0 count on the Braves catcher.
Yeah, instincts told Jared Poland to go right there on that blocked ball in the dirt by Hunter Goodman. The problem is Glowenke on second. His instincts told him to stay put. So Poland was about halfway, like you said, Sam. He was able to get back to first in time before Fair put the tag down on him.
Greer with 2 home runs on the year, one with Harwich, one with Bourne, both coming at Doran Park. Back in the box. Here's the 2-0 delivery to him. Greer lifts a high fly ball that will stay in the infield. They'll call infield fly. Ian Farrell will be under, and he'll make the play for the first out of the inning. And Greer goes down for the first time tonight.
I'll tell you what, for not seeing an infield fly in any games this season, we've seen 2 in 2 straight games now.
Well, you never know what's going to happen. 2 infield flies called, one actually in last night's game and one in tonight's game. We're going to have a mound visit with Tyler Madison on the mound with 1 out. Nick Bruiser coming up, who's 0 for 1. And Hyannis will talk with their pitcher on the mound, who's already allowed 1 run so far. 4 hits in his 3 1/3 innings of work. There is an arm warming up for the Harbor Hawks in the bullpen right now over in right field.
Looks unlikely that arm will be coming in. This seems just a mound visit. And remember, you're only supposed to have 30 seconds for these mound rules, mirroring those of the Major League rules. So Sam Finn, the home plate umpire, going out to talk to the mound and say, "All right, boys, let's wrap it up." Big opportunity here for Nick Bruiser. 1 out. Still have to be wary of that double play ball here. Infield fly rule still in effect with 1 out as well. I always would love to see on an infield fly rule, the batter's automatically out, right? I always love to see the fielders intentionally letting the ball hit the ground to see what happens, because the runners do not have to run in that situation because the batter's already out. There's no force. However, a lot of players in that situation don't necessarily know the rule. They just react on instincts, and once the ball hits the ground, they run, and you have a situation where you could turn a double play because of that.
You really see who knows baseball and who doesn't.
Right, exactly.
Bruiser steps in for his second time tonight, 0 for 1. First pitch he sees from Madison is low. 1 ball and no strike count to the Braves left fielder. Made a great jumping catch that could have possibly saved the game against Katuitt. 241 average, 1 RBI home in the season so far for Bruiser. 2 doubles. Has struck out 9 times. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Bruiser watches the off speed on the lower part of the strike zone for a called strike, 1-1. He didn't like the call.
He put his hands up in the air like, what, are you kidding me with that call? And it looked low from here, but I guess the benefit of the call does Madison from Sam Finn behind the plate. Now, instead of it being 2-0, he's got a battle here with ball and a strike.
Runners on first and second, one out. Bottom of the fourth inning. Madison comes set. The 1-1 delivery to Bruiser is a fastball low, bounces in front of Hunter Goodman. He collects it. It's now a 2-1 count on Nick Bruiser.
And so Bruiser here up 2-1. Big lead, and this is usually a chance where you'll get something good to hit, as in this type of account right now. A lot of pitchers like to go off speed here to try and fool the batter. Let's see if Madison hangs something here.
Checks back towards second. The 2-1 pitch is low, off speed. He tried to work him. It's now a 3-1 strike count to Nick Bruiser.
Yeah, it looked like a changeup there on that pitch from Madison. Just missed outside. And now a 3-1 count here. You do not want to walk the bases loaded, obviously. Have the double play ball still in effect. I think the only pitch that we're going to see here is a fastball.
Madison comes set. The 3-1 delivery to Bruiser is a fastball that he just fouls off. Hits catcher Hunter Goodman. The ball rolls over on the first base side. Goodman's walking that one off a little bit. 3-2 strikes now to Nick Bruiser, the 7 batter in this lineup. Chad Gassman, the Hyannis manager, comes out of the dugout to quickly look at Hunter Goodman. He's fine. Now they're back in the dugout. Hyannis wearing their signature blue and orange uniforms, pinstripe pants, a solid blue colored jersey. Braves in all white tonight. Madison staring down Hunter Goodman, the catcher. Now comes set. Here's the payoff. Oh, no, he turns back and looks towards second. Glowenke's back in time.
The blue and the orange, it almost reminds me of a certain major league team. I just can't put my finger on it right now.
Yeah, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, formerly called the Hyannis Mets up until 2010, where they had to change because of MLB licensing purposes. The 3-2 to Nick Bruiser is a called strike 3. He thought it was ball 4. He was running over to first and is shocked with Sam Finn's call, the home plate umpire. That's out number 2.
And that's the second time that we've seen, and just in this at-bat, that Bruiser unhappy with the call, and you can see he's pretty hot going into the dugout. I wouldn't want to go try and talk to him right now after being almost halfway down to first base, that Sam Finn calls him out on strikes. Now it falls to Kyler Fedko. Braves had runners on first and second with nobody out. Now in that same situation, just with 2.
There's been 3 strikeouts on the Braves so far. Kyler Fedko, one of them, back in the second inning. First pitch is off speed, watches it low for a ball. 1 ball, no strike count to the player from UConn. A rising sophomore. 242 average with the Huskies. 5 home runs, 23 RBIs. Played 54 games for UConn. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike count. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Bottom half of the fourth. Braves with a 1-0 lead right now. Hyannis with 5 wins on the season. The Braves with 9. On a 2-game win streak. Madison set. Now the 1-1 delivery to Fedko is a fastball on the outside corner yet again. 1 ball and 2 strike count. And we see Sam Finn, the home plate umpire, really favoring that outside part of the plate.
Yeah, especially when a catcher sets up on that outside half and a pitcher hits his spot. It's almost like you reward him. That's why sometimes you'll see catchers set up on the outside, and when the pitcher misses inside, even though it's still in the zone, sometimes it'll be called a ball.
1-2 to Fedko. Outside corner, first base line, it falls foul. It was a fastball yet again from Madison. Fedko got a bat on it just right of the first base line. Glowenke heads back to second, Poland back to first. Still a 1-2 count on the Braves right fielder.
A lot of time those pitches that are still in the zone but miss their spots, they're called balls because just of the way it's perceived from the umpire. If you set up outside and miss inside, just because of you missing by that much, it really off-puts the umpire. Tough to give a strike when you miss your spot by that much. However, conversely, when you hit your spot, it looks that much better.
Madison's hands meet at the belt. The 1-2 pitch to Kyler Fedko is a fastball that he skies in foul territory, first base side. Lands amongst the trees. And he will see another 1-2 strike delivery from Tyler Madison. A little bit of a battle going on, an important at-bat. 1-0 lead for the Braves. They've scored more than 3 runs in the past 7 ball games. Kyler Fedko with a big opportunity to put some more runs on the board with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 yet again to Fedko. It's a breaking ball right back up the middle. Glowenke is waved home by Harvey Shapiro at third. Glowenke is coming in. The tag is not applied. Glowenke slides in safely. It's an RBI single for Kyler Fedko, and the Braves lead 2-0.
Kyler Fedko taking that ball straight up the middle, bouncing off the mound before trickling into center field. Teodosio came up throwing from center field. Play at the plate. The ball taking 1 hop before getting to the catcher, Goodman, and the bounce really taking it up high, which turned out to be the difference. It looked like the throw, if the ball bounced correctly or normally off the grass, would have been a close play, but the ball bouncing high forces Goodman to adjust and not even applying a tag.
Now it's Jake McKenzie, who had a leadoff double, came around to score for the first run of today's ball game in the third. First pitch he sees is skied out to right field. Rowdy Jordan is under it. He'll put it in the glove for the third out of the inning, but the Braves strike yet again. An RBI single by Kyler Fedko makes this a 2-0 ball game. We head to the top half of the 5th. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Sean Harney's leg looks fine after taking a comebacker right in the thigh from Brooks Carlson to end the 4th inning. Harney's back on the mound to face Rowdy Jordan, Bryce Teodosio, and back to the top of the lineup with Jordan Westberg, and the Braves now have a 2-0 cushion entering the top half of the 5th. Jordan got on with a walk in the 3rd inning. Doesn't have an official at-bat yet. He'll face Harney for the first time in the windup. Now the pitch. Jordan swings at it, fouls it off third base side over by the snack shack. He's now down 0-1.
Harney with a lot of time in that last half inning to get cold. Big first at-bat here. Show that the arm's still feeling good. Go out, work quickly here against the right fielder, Rowdy Jordan.
0-1. Rowdy Jordan lines that ball into left center field. It's down for a single. Nick Bruiser will field it in left. Rowdy Jordan is limited to a single, but now he's headed for second. The throw was overthrown. Now the throw to second is not in time by Cade Beloso. So the throw from Nick Bruiser in left field overthrew the second baseman, Jake McKenzie. Cade Beloso was there for the backup. They're now talking about it at first and second. And Jordan, with heads-up base running, slides into second.
That's big for the Harbor Hawks trying to get back in this game. It'll be ruled as a single, and surprised Nick Bruiser doesn't have an error on his record now because he overthrew the guys at second base, both the cutoff man and the guy at second base. Not Jared Poland, Jake McKenzie. So on the throw, Jordan advances. Now the Harbor Hawks in business.
Bryce Teodosio steps up, struck out in his first plate appearance in the 3rd. First pitch is a fastball from Harney low. 1-0. Rowdy Jordan with one of the more fun stories in the Cape Cod Baseball League. His real name, William Kevin Jordan, his mother, Angel, did not want to have the name Rowdy on the birth certificate. A fun little nickname for him. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Teodosio. Fouls it off toward the backstop. 1-1 count now.
We've talked about it, Sam. I think it's probably a good call to leave Rowdy off of the birth certificate.
Yeah, I like it.
I do. I like the
think
name
it's got
as
a little
well.
flair to it.
It does. It absolutely does. But I think he'd be getting a lot of looks.
Well, you're right. Draws the attention, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's the 1-1. Teodosio fly ball back toward the press box. He's now down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, with a name like Rowdy Jordan, you can't not be a baseball player. I don't know where else that name would work.
A professional wrestler, I'd say.
A wrestler.
Maybe like a bull rider, like in a rodeo. You know what I mean?
A NASCAR driver.
NASCAR. That's a good call. Yeah, that's a good call.
Kyle Busch, NASCAR driver's actually nickname is Rowdy.
Is it really?
It is. Don't ask me how I know that.
I won't.
Harney comes set. The 1-2 pitch to Teodosio is low. Jackson Greer blocks it. Count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sounds like a country star.
Yeah.
Rowdy Jordan?
Yeah, it could be. You're not a big fan of country music, are you, Jordan?
No, but thank goodness, because I've heard about at least an hour of it every single day we've been out here.
That's true. There's always some country flair on the pregame playlist here at Dorn Park.
That's a baseball classic.
Teodosio sees the 2-2 outside, off speed from Sean Harney, and the count now runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Harney in a little bit of a jam here against Teodosio. He's the 9-hitter. It's back up to the top with Jordan Westberg, who's hitless so far through 2 at-bats, but is the most dangerous hitter in the Cape League right now. Harney comes set, hands me to the chest. Takes a breath. Now the payoff to Teodosio. It's low. He walked him. So Hyannis down now 2-0. Leads off with runners on first and second. A leadoff single by Rowdy Jordan. And now a walk to Bryce Teodosio. And pitching coach Ace Adams heading out to the mound to have a conversation with Sean Harney before he sees the top of this lineup.
Yeah, nobody getting loose right now for the Braves. So this is absolutely Harney's inning, as well it should. He hasn't given up anything yet. So Ace Adams, as he's walking off now, just to tell him, hey, man, you got it. We're still only a ground ball away here. Let's pitch low. Let's work low. Have to talk a little strategy going up against, like you said, Sam, one of the best hitters in the entire league right now.
Westberg will step up. Came into this game with a .600 average in the first 5 games he's played in. 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking and a flyout to center so far in this game. From Mississippi State. First pitch he sees is a fastball outside from Harney, 1-0.
Yeah, so now tying run at first base here. This game far from over. So we approach the halfway mark here in this top of the 5th inning. Still nobody out. And Jordan Westberg, we've seen him before, Sam. We know he can turn his game on his head with just one swing of the bat.
3 homers so far in his 5 games played. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. It's a 1-1 count on the leadoff batter for the Harbor Hawks, Jordan Westberg. Rowdy Jordan at second, Bryce Teodosio at first. The lights come on here at Dorn Park. The sun has set. 2-0 lead for the Bourne Braves. Harney checks back towards second. Kicks and fires the 1-1. Westberg gives that ball a ride to center field, but Fabian's under it. He will make the play in second, and Rowdy Jordan will not tag over at second. He stays there. So it's a big out number 1 off the bat of Jordan Westberg for Sean Harney.
Yeah, it's big right there, and it would have been interesting to see the strategy. However, if it was Anthony Servideo coming up right now instead of Westberg in the at-bat earlier, I think Servideo probably drops a bunt to move the runners over. Interesting bit of strategy that Chad Gassman lets one of his hottest hitters swing away instead of getting rid of the double play and moving the runners both into scoring position. Now with 1 out, I don't really think there's the opportunity to do that anymore.
It's Anthony Servideo, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and reached base on a walk. First pitch is a fastball right down the middle from Sean Harney for strike 1. Runners on first and second still. Rowdy Jordan faked like he was tagging up on the flyout, but he stays over at second. Harney comes set. The 0-1 delivery on Anthony Servideo. Fastball again, and he slaps it over to left field. Nick Bruiser moving to his left. He'll jump and make the catch. There's the second out of the inning. Nick Bruiser having to cover a lot of ground over in left field, but he retires Servideo, and it's still runners on first and second now for Trevor Hover.
Yeah, Nick Bruiser, we saw him make a great play against Katua at a leaping catch. He almost overjudged the amount of spin on this ball off the bat of Anthony Servideo. A lefty is going to slice the ball toward the left field line, and he almost overdid it. Actually almost caught the ball behind him. It's like a quarterback in football throwing a pass behind his receiver up over his head. That's where Bruiser caught the ball, and it keeps the runners at bay for another huge out.
Hover also 0 for 1 with the strikeout, reached base on a walk in the first inning. First pitch is inside from Harney. 1 ball, no strike count. Rowdy Jordan at second, Bryce Teodosio at first. Jordan led off with a single, advanced to second on an overthrow. Teodosio walked, and it's been 2 straight batters retired for Sean Harney on the mound. 5 hits for the Braves, 2 for the Harbor Hawks. One-0. Outside. It's a 2-0 count on the number 3 batter for the Harbor Hawks. Hyannis batting just under 250 on the season entering this game, tied for 5th in the Cape League with Bourne. Braves for a while having the league's worst batting average. That has jumped up in the last 7 games. Here's the 2-0. Hover, little fly ball over to center field. Judd Fabian moving to his right. He'll put it away, and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks lead off with runners on first and second and can't get anybody home. Still a 2-0 lead for the Bourne Braves. We head to the bottom half of the 5th. You're watching Bourne Braves baseball on YouTube. Top of the order due up for the Bourne Braves. In the bottom of the 5th inning, a 2-0 lead for the Braves. A run scored in the bottom of the 3rd and the bottom of the 4th. And Judd Fabian, who's been held hitless so far by Tyler Madison, is back in the box for his 3rd at-bat. Fabian homering twice last night. 4 RBIs. A fly out and a ground out so far in this one. First pitch from Madison is off speed for a strike. Starts Fabian off 0-1.
Yeah, and Fabian, one of those guys where you think you could just contain him, can't really stop him altogether.
0-1 falls inside, bounces off the foot of Hunter Goodman, the catcher. Will even it up 1 ball and 1 strike. Fabian, one of the youngest players in the Cape Cod Baseball League at 18 years old. We talk about it, how he forgoed his senior season in high school to join the Florida Gators. The 1-1 is just a little bit of contact, fly out behind the plate. Hunter Goodman, the catcher, moving in. He'll make the catch and runs into the backstop for the first out of the inning. That's the first time we've seen that all season. Fabian off the bat, flies it up behind the plate, and Goodman makes a pretty good play, hitting the brick backstop for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, a lot of athleticism behind the plate there from Hunter Goodman, being able to track that ball, and very difficult to see where that ball is going to go, especially pop straight up in the air, having to locate it and then move in the correct position to get under it. Very underrated skill that a catcher has.
First pitch to Cody Morris is a strike. Starts him off 0-1. Morissette is 1 for 2. Singled in the first inning. Extended his hit streak now to 8 games. The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike count to Cody Morissette.
And if I could give you a little bullpen update, Sam, J.P. Woodward working out there right now.
Woodward hasn't pitched since the second game against Hyannis. As the 1-1 is looked at for a ball, 2-1. Where he struggled in that one. 4 earned runs on his part in just 2/3 of an inning, and actually gave up a home run to Hunter Goodman. Here's the 2-1 for Madison. Fastball high and outside, now 3-1. And that was probably the farthest home run we've seen besides Araj Anu last night for Katuitt.
Yeah, I was going to say the Braves have been on the receiving end of a couple no-doubter home runs.
3-1, Morissette watches high for ball 4. He's on base for the second time tonight and is on with a 1-out walk. That'll bring up Cade Beloso.
And Cade Beloso is the guy I really want to see on base just to keep his streak going. He's played in 13 games, and in all 13 of them, which includes a pinch hit appearance as well, he's gone on base. Braves moving well here with another base runner on board for the 3-hitter Beloso, who is due for a hit here.
Beloso, a 13-game on-base streak. The amount of games that he's played in, has yet to reach base tonight. 0 for 2, a strikeout in the first and a flyout in the third. Throw back to first. Morissette is back in time. And the Braves looking for some power, too. They've homered in 5 of their past 6 contests. Also having the home run derby. Pete Alonso winning it a couple nights ago. Played with Bourne in 2015. Morissette's off running, and Beloso fouls it off to the Hyannis dugout. A little hit and run there. It's an 0-1 count on Beloso, and Morissette's back over to first.
Looks like the Braves were taking notes out of the former Braves playbook. Pete Alonso reading out Vlad Jr. in that home run derby, and one of the best home run derbies I can remember, certainly in recent memory as well.
Oh, it's funny that Peter Alonso with the Braves in 2015 didn't hit a single home run. Had a .250 average with no homers. Here's the 0-1 on Beloso. Morissette stays over at first. It's cut on and missed. Now 0-2.
It's like Kyler Murray when he played in the Cape Cod Baseball League a couple seasons ago. You'd imagine a kid who was picked in the top 10 overall. He tore it up in the Cape. No, not so much. He only batted about 185, hitting a 1 home run. Can you guess who it is against?
It's against the Braves.
It's against the Braves.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
0-2 to Beloso. Is outside. He watches. 1 ball and 2 strike count. Talking to Braves GM Darren Weeks, and he remembers watching Pete Alonso, especially in batting practice. He said at Katuitt at Lowell Park, he would hit home runs in batting practice over the trees as Morissette is back over to first. Madison throws back over. And we saw the trees last night. Those things are tall.
Very tall.
And for Alonso to hit over that thing, that is a far home run.
And we're talking in the mid-400s.
Yeah. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Cade Beloso. It's off speed and low, gathered by Hunter Goodman. Now a 2 ball and 2 strike count to the Braves' first baseman.
Yeah, and Morissette, I don't think, saw the ball bounce that far away there from Goodman because it bounced almost toward where the dirt meets the grass in the batter's box. And had Morissette seen that, he would have been going to second base for sure. I believe he told first base coach Aaron Meyer that he didn't see it.
Madison comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Morissette takes off. It's a broken bat. Ground ball over to short. Westberg gloves it. Throw to first is able to get Beloso. Morissette heads over to second. That's the second out of the inning, and Beloso is retired for the 3rd time.
Yeah, a little unlucky there for Beloso because the hit and run actually helped Jordan Westberg make a play on that ball. Hit off the very end of the bat, thus the broken bat just hit past the pitcher's mound very slowly. Westberg was going to cover the stealing Morissette at second base, and he ends up running right into the ball. But now with Morris at second base, Glowanke has the opportunity for his second hit of the game and an RBI.
Glowanke doubled and came around to score in the fourth inning. He's 1 for 2 so far. The Braves in 5 hits have doubled 3 times. Here's the first pitch from Madison to Glowanke. It's a fastball rocking the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1. Glowanke getting a rare start at third base as the Braves RBI leader, Xavier Warren, gets the day off. His first day off since the second game of the season against Harwich. A well-deserved day off. Here's the 0-1. Glowanke fly ball, slicing foul on the first base side behind the Harbor Hawks dugout. He's now behind 0-2.
Yeah, Warren definitely deserving that day off. While he's been a streaky hitter, he's also been the most consistent hitter. He's been consistently inconsistent. He does lead in RBIs, leads in hits, and until last night, led in home runs as well.
0-2. Glowanke watches it just outside on the fastball from Madison. 1 ball, 2 strike count. He played in 21 straight games for the Braves. Game number 23 tonight, and took game number 2 off. 1-2 to Glowanke off speed. He fouls off third base side back toward the Braves dugout. He stays alive in this one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. For Tyler Madison, if he can get out of this one, this will match a season high of 5 innings. He went 5 against Falmouth in his first start of the season, only allowing 1 earned run and 2 hits, striking out 6 against the Commodores on June 14th. He comes set, the 1-2 pitch to Glowanke. He takes to center field. Teodosio is moving back on it, should have it with ease, and he does for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Braves leave 1 on in Cody Morris. Do not score in this one. A 2-0 lead as we head to the top half of the 6th. You're watching Braves Baseball on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and activate citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development online at www.curry.edu. And Jordan, it's a new pitcher for the Braves as Sean Harney is taken out. The birthday boy only allows 1 hit and 2 walks. It'll be J.P. Woodward facing off against Hunter Goodman. First pitch to Goodman is a fastball in the zone for a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, and the stat line isn't necessarily real kind to J.P. Woodward. 0-1 with an 11.36 ERA in 6 1/3 innings pitched, making his 6th appearance tonight. Last time out, it was against these Harbor Hawks back in the second game of that doubleheader. Gave up a 3-run home run to Hunter Goodman.
0-1 is cut on and fouled back to the backstop. 0-2. And Goodman admired that home run on J.P. Woodward. That was in the 4th inning.
Yeah, he got a good long look at that ball heading into left field.
First time these two facing since last Saturday. The 0-2 pitch is taken to center field. Judd Fabian moving back on it a little ways. Now back to the track, the wall. That ball hits off the wall. Hunter Goodman is standing up at second base with a leadoff double, and he has J.P. Woodward's number. A home run last time these two faced, and now a leadoff double to lead off the top of the 6th.
Yeah, Goodman off the bat, it looked like it had a chance. Fabian was playing pretty much right where he was, and I'm not sure if it was the wind or if he just didn't have a good read on the ball or a combination of both of those, because he was standing right in the middle of center field, and like you said, Sam, started drifting back and back and back, and the ball hitting off the wall. If the ball was about 5 feet taller, would have gone over the fence for a home run, but the Braves will take it, but J.P. Woodward already in some trouble here in the top of the 6th.
It's Jared DeSantolo, who's also hitless. Hunter Goodman getting his first hit of the ball game. The first pitch to DeSantolo, he fouls off to the Harbor Hawks dugout, 0-1. That's the 3rd hit of the game for Hyannis, coming from Goodman.
Well, it looks like they might have a pretty short leash here with Woodward, because Jared Poland, the DH right now, is getting some warm-up throws in the bullpen right now for the Braves.
The Harbor Hawks have left 6 runners on base. The 0-1 is a little bouncer over to second. Moving over is Jake McKenzie. He'll glove it. Throw to a covering Woodward at first is not in time. And Jared DeSantolo gets on with an infield single. Goodman moves over to third. Runners at the corners with nobody out in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, bang play over there. And it looked like it was the right call that the first base umpire, Tom Gandolfo, made. Woodward, we saw him have a critical mental error in the game against Hyannis, not covering first base in time. Does so now, but DeSantolo's speed gets him past J.P. Woodward, and now Hyannis, just like that, runners at the corners have the go-ahead run, and Ian Fair hitting right now.
And Fair has yet to not get on base in this game. He singled in the 2nd inning and got on with a walk in the 4th. He's had a pretty good one so far. Faces J.P. Woodward for the first time. First pitch is a fastball down the middle from the lefty, and 1.
And that's the best pitch he's going to see this entire about. Fastball straight down the middle. And I'm not sure what Fair is waiting for there. Doesn't go aggressively. Fastball right down the pipe, and I doubt he'll see something like that again.
Woodward comes set. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball on the inside part of the plate. 1-1. Runners at the corners. J.P. Woodward struggled, of course, in his last appearance against Hyannis. Pitched also on July 3rd against Wareham, where he went 2 innings of scoreless baseball. 2 strikeouts as well. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ian Fair, little chopper over to third, underneath the outstretched glove of Glowenke. Coming in to score is Hunter Goodman, and Hyannis is on the board. It's 2-1.
Yeah, this game feels like it's more than a 1-run advantage, but Hyannis slipping through the cracks like that ground ball there in between Glowenke and Morissette, down in between the third and short positions, and just like that, we have a game on our hands, as already here in the 6th, we're going to have a pinch hitter.
It's going to be Rigsby Mosley getting his first at-bat in tonight's game. Jackson Greer heads out to talk to his infield, give a couple signs. Mosley from Troy University, a rising junior, has a .260 average. Last played in the doubleheader against the Braves in the second game on July 6th. He went 0 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Big situation for Hyannis as Woodward steps off the mound. Chad Gassman is calling for a balk, and they do call a balk on J.P. Woodward, and that's his 3rd balk of the season.
And Harvey Shapiro and Ace Adams confused as to why the balk was called. It looked like there was some confusion with Woodward stepping on and off, and Harvey Shapiro barking at Sam Finn, saying that's a terrible call. And that's one of those things as an umpire. For one team, it was a great call. For another, it was a terrible call. But now the double play, situation is out the window, and now the Braves really in some deep water here with Woodward on the mound.
DeSantelo at third, Ian Fair now at second. Mosley in the box. Here's the first pitch to him, a fastball down the middle for a strike on J.P. Woodward, and he's going to have to really work out of this situation. Hyannis gets on the board. It's a 2-1 ball game. Mosley has 5 RBIs on the season. His last RBI coming on July 4th in a game against YD, a 9-7 loss for the Harbor Hawks. 0-1 is low and outside to Mosley. Well, leaving it up 1 ball and 1 strike. Hunter Goodman led off this inning with a double. And it was Jared DeSantelo getting on with a single. Ian Fair knocking them in, or knocking Goodman in with an RBI single. Here's the 1-1 from the lefty. Mosley outside. Jackson Greer, it bounces off of his chest protector. Luckily, he keeps it within grasp. 2-ball, 1 strike count now.
And that's another one of those plays that will not end up in the box score, but Greer saving a run, getting enough of that ball to keep it relatively near to him. Gets out of a stance just for a couple steps to go pick it up, but J.P. Woodward really needs to find the zone.
2-1, Mosley fouls off third base side, hits the screen. That evens this count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out in the inning. J.P. Woodward struggling so far in his appearance. Hyannis has now matched the Braves with 5 hits apiece. Woodward comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's off speed, just missing the zone. Woodward doesn't get the call, and now the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And a walk isn't necessarily the end of the world here because it does, yes, load up the bases, but it creates the double play opportunity where you could turn 2 and try and get yourself out of this if you're J.P. Woodward.
Payoff to Mosley. Swings at it, lifts a fly ball over, curving foul on the third base side, and it will head toward the parking lot. He'll see another 3-ball and 2 strike count from J.P. Woodward. Mosley, a rising junior, coming out of Maitland, Florida. Woodward, hands meet at the face. Now the 3-2 delivery. Mosley, ground ball right back to Woodward. He throws back to third, and now they have DeSantelo in a pickle. Throw back to Jackson Greer. Greer now chasing him down. He'll put the tag on DeSantelo. That allows Mosley to get over to second. Fair moves to third, but a smart play by J.P. Woodward, grabbing it, turning back toward third, and getting the most important out.
Yeah, it's an incredibly smart play by Woodward to check the runner back. DeSantelo thought for sure it was going to get over Woodward's head. It does not, though. It stays right in front of him, and that is a critical out, number 1 right now for the Braves to get that out there. Still having to do some work now.
Now it's Rowdy Jordan. Has reached base twice already, a walk in the 3rd inning and a single in the 5th. Ian Fair at third base. Rigsby Mosley at second. Woodward, a smart play on the last ground out by Rigsby Mosley. Here's the first pitch to Rowdy Jordan, high and outside. An appeal over to second. He did not go. It'll be a 1-ball, no strike count. Rowdy Jordan, in 12 games played, only has 2 RBIs. His last RBI coming in the first game against the Braves of the doubleheader. He went 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Here's the 1-0. Fastball down the middle for J.P. Woodward. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And if Woodward is able to get himself out of this inning, it'll be a huge confidence boost. He should have been down and out. I think the Harbor Hawks could easily have had the lead here and then some in this game. Still, he's not out of the woods yet. He got that critical out at third base, but now runners on second and third with 1 out. Has to make something happen here.
1-1. Fastball at the letters, called a strike. A good pitch for J.P. Woodward, and now is ahead of the count on Rowdy Jordan, 1-2. Runners still at second and third. Fair at third. Rigsby Mosley at second. He got on with the fielder's choice.
Yeah, there's nothing like making something happen with a good old-fashioned strikeout.
Here's the 1-2. Jordan fouls it off toward the backstop. And he'll see another pitch from J.P. Woodward. Woodward, a player that grew up watching games in Chatham. He's a native of Baltimore. Actually got a start at Veterans Field against Chatham. Didn't go the way he wanted to. 1 1/3 innings pitched, allowing 4 runs. Now looking to get out of one of the more tougher situations that he's faced all year coming out of the bullpen. Kicks and fires the 1-2. Rowdy Jordan will foul that ball off on the first base side, right down the line. He was a little late on that pitch, and it'll be another 1-2 pitch from J.P. Woodward.
Yeah, breaking ball there, and Jordan did a nice job adjusting to it. He was expecting fastball, almost had to completely restart his swing in order to adjust to that off-speed pitch, but he did so beautifully, fought it off, and now he gets to see another pitch here at 1-2 with the tying run at third and the go-ahead run over at second.
The Harbor Hawks always seem to make it a game against the Bourne Braves. They've swept the series so far, 3 wins in the Hyannis favor. Woodward comes set yet again. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. A huge strikeout for J.P. Woodward, and now it's 2 outs with runners still on second and third.
That's a huge strikeout from J.P. Woodward, getting the second out of the inning, and now that's a crucial running error over on third base. Running yourself into an out becomes all the more important. Still 1 out to go now against Bryce Teodosio.
Teodosio is 0 for 1, a strikeout, and reached base on a walk in the 5th inning. Ian Fair at third, Rigsby Mosley at second. 2 outs in the inning. First pitch from J.P. Woodward, off speed, curves right in the zone for a big strike 1. A beautiful breaking ball from J.P. Woodward.
It was a good off-speed pitch. Gets the lead in this at-bat, and every single pitch will mean something here. The most heart-wrenching and edge-of-your-seat action so far of this game here.
The 0-1 on Teodosio. A fastball he skies over to left field. Nick Bruiser is moving in on it. He calls off Morrison at short, and he makes the play. 3 outs. J.P. Woodward gets out of it. Hyannis leaves runners on second and third, and the Braves still lead it now 2-1 as the Harbor Hawks get a run across the plate in the 6th. You're watching the Bourne Braves baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's now a 2-1 lead for the Bourne Braves, and Tyler Madison's day is done. He goes 5 innings, allows 5 hits, 2 earned runs, strikes out 3, and walks 2. And Jordan, it'll be Kyle Witten out of Virginia, and hitters have really been catching up to him this season.
Yeah, I think this is the highest ERA I've ever said on the air. He's 0-1 with an ERA of, get ready, 16.43. He's making his 7th appearance tonight. He's thrown 7 2/3. Last time he threw was a week ago against YD. He only threw 1 inning, and he gave up 4 runs, 3 of those earned, and it's just not been a kind season so far.
And the first pitch is rocketed over to shortstop. Jordan Westberg will make the play. A line out for Jared Poland. Poland will go down for the second time tonight. He moves to 0 for 2 with a walk. Already getting solid contact, but just couldn't get it in the right hole, and it's already 1 out. Now it's Jackson Greer. Greer, 1 for 2. A double in the second inning and a fly out in the 4th. First pitch is a swinging strike on a breaking ball from Witten, 0-1.
Yeah, Greer likes to play aggressive, especially when he sees off speed. He feels that he's very good against off speed. We've seen that in his approach. So whenever he sees an off speed, especially on that first pitch, he's going to be real aggressive at going after it.
Here's the 0-1. Outside, Greer watches. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Jordan, we talk about it all the time on the air, how Greer has already played for 2 previous teams in the Cape Cod Baseball League. The Braves are his 3rd. He finally gets a permanent contract, so he's staying here for the rest of the summer. Rosters were finalized today. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Witten. Greer lifts a high fly ball to center field. Teodosio moving in, should have room, and he does, puts it away for the second out. 2 quick outs for Kyle Witten on the mound.
That's real important for him, and it just goes to show as Brennan Rivoli is going to step in, pinch hitting for Nick Bruiser. Harvey Shapiro, like we know him to, playing matchups. The lefty Bruiser now coming in. The ball we've seen here, Sam, just doesn't fly here. Whatever it is, the ball just does not carry at all.
These are 2 University of Virginia teammates going at each other in Witten and Rivoli. Rivoli, a 111 average coming into this pinch hit appearance. Went 1 for 3 against Falmouth with a run scored in the last time he played. First pitch is lined back toward the Braves dugout. Almost got Jared Poland, who's actually headed to the bullpen right now to go warm up.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. If Poland comes in, the Braves for the first time this season will forfeit their DH rights. And especially if Poland does not finish out the game, that means a pitcher who comes in later might have to hit, which I think that'd be pretty fun to see.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Brendan Rivoli. Off speed that curves right in the zone. A beautiful pitch by Kyle Witten. He now has his Cavalier teammate down 0-2. We have not seen a pitcher hit for the Braves. Poland, the best 2-way player on this team, the only 2-way player on this team. Here's the 0-2 to Rivoli. Got him swinging. And that's it in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 Cavalier strikes out another. It's 1-2-3. The Braves go down in order. No runs, no hits. Heading to the top of the 7th. You're watching Braves baseball on YouTube. 2-1 lead for Bourne. Top of the 7th inning, Braves have a 2-1 lead. J.P. Woodward remains on the mound. And Jordan, for the first time tonight, let's take a trip around the Cape.
Yeah, with pleasure, Sam. A Western Division matchup between the Commodores and the Catuit Cavaliers already has gone final at Lowell Park. Catuit getting a Big 6-1 win over the third place Commodores. Over on the east side, YD falls to Brewster 7-4 in a game that I can only assume was shortened due to darkness. It only went 8 innings. Brewster picking up the win there. Harwich with a 1-0 lead over Orleans in the bottom of the 5th inning. Orleans picking up their first win after a 6-game losing streak last night. And the Gatemen on top of the Anglers big time, 6-0 in that one over at Veterans Field.
Wareham at second place in the West Division. Katuitt right now with a 1-point lead, 28-27. Falmouth not too far behind at 25. As leading it off for the Harbor Hawks, Jordan Westberg. First pitch from J.P. Woodward is a strike. Starts off Westberg 0-1. He's 0 for 3 so far in tonight's ball game. Has yet to reach base. The only game he has not been able to reach base has been so far tonight. Here's the 0-1. Fastball inside, called strike 2.
Yeah, still some time left in this game, though. J.P. Woodward starts him off with a couple of different fastballs there. Gets a quick lead 0-2. We know Westbrook, and he knows that this game only, while it feels like it's more than a 1-run lead, is only a 1-run lead right now, and one swing of the bat can change that.
Woodward, the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Grounder over to third. Charging in is Glowenke. He'll glove it. Fires over to first, and he gets Jordan Westberg in time for the first out of the inning. Westberg falls to 0 for 4.
Yeah, real uncharacteristic game. He's coming back down to earth, but however, the deck does not get easier to handle here because it's Anthony Servideo, and then after that you have Hoover, Goodman, DeSantolo, and then Fair as well. So Servideo, a big out to get right now.
It's a scary lineup that has been performing this year. The bullpen for Hyannis just has not been able to keep any of these leads. Here's the pitch from J.P. Woodward to Servideo. It's outside, 1-0. And Westberg, in his first 5 games in the Cape Cod Baseball League, multi-hit games in all 5 of them, and he's been silenced tonight. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Servideo. Skied over to left field. Nick Bruiser charging in on it, or check that, that's Rivoli. Rivoli will put it away for the second out of the inning. 2 quick outs for J.P. Woodward, and was most likely his last inning of work.
Yeah, and he really needed the 2 quick outs as well because going up last inning, almost surrendering the lead there in that last inning could have been real detrimental to this game, and especially to his already pretty ugly stat line as well. But he gets 2 quick outs here, and now Hoover, Goodman, and DeSantolo, if they are to come up, have to do so with empty bases.
First pitch to Trevor Hoover from J.P. Woodward is a high fastball called a ball. Hoover is 0 for 2, reached base on a walk in the first inning. Has since struck out and flew out. Looking for his first hit of the ball game. Here's the 1-0. It's half swung, and he got contact out over to the Braves dugout. Now it's a 1-1 count on the number 3 hitter for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. 2-1 lead for the Braves. Top half of the 7th inning. 5 hits apiece for either team. Woodward into the windup. Now the 1-1 pitch on Hoover upstairs for a ball, 2-1.
Hoover real good at being plate disciplined up at the plate. Lefty on lefty matchup here, and for whatever reason, the Braves have been able to keep him in a check. He's only about hitting at a 230, 240 clip so far in the season, if you include tonight's game.
2-1 to Hoover from Woodward. Fastball high and tight. Hoover has to duck out of it. It's now a 3-1 count. Woodward was able to get 2 quick outs on the top of this lineup. Now looking to get Hoover to put the Harbor Hawks down in order. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hoover, fly ball heading back toward the high school in foul territory. And the count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
The dog pile for the foul balls has thinned out a little bit.
Always fun to watch.
Yeah.
Always a good competition. If I was a kid, I would definitely be going for those. Here's the payoff pitch to Trevor Hoover. It's high and outside, called a ball, and Hoover reaches base on a 2-out walk.
So here we go, Sam. It's Hunter Goodman stepping in. He doubled and scored the last time he went up against J.P. Woodward. Of course, he hit that no-doubter home run as well. So this is mano-a-mano here in the top of the 7th inning between Woodward and Goodman.
Woodward has struggled against Goodman. He's had his number so far in the 2 plate appearances he's had against Woodward, a home run and a double. Woodward looks at first. Now the first pitch falls inside and low. Jackson Greer has to slide out of his position to stop it. It's a 1-0 count on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks as catcher. Woodward, the third pitcher for the Braves. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Goodman, ground ball third base side, going foul. 1 ball, 1 strike count now.
Yeah, Goodman got the off-speed pitch down the middle of the plate like he was looking for. Just missed it. He was early, though, so he takes it to the left side of the third base bag. Now count evens up at a ball and a strike. However, with 2 outs, I think pretty unlikely that he'll move on this pitch. Goodman still looking for a pitch to drive, and Woodward's got to be real careful about not serving one up.
Goodman, a team-leading 4 home runs. The 1-1 is low. Greer pops out of the squat to stop the ball. 2 ball and 1 strike count now to Goodman. J.P. Woodward obviously being careful with delivering balls in the zone. Goodman also ranks in a tie for second in the entire league with that 4 home run number. Here's the 2-1 from Woodward. Goodman will foul it off. First base side out of play. And it's a deuces wild count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 runner on in the top of the 7th. 2-1 lead for the Bourne Braves. An important pitch for J.P. Woodward. Stares down Jackson Greer. Gets the sign. Now comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch on Hunter Goodman. He will sky it out in the infield. Jake McKenzie at second base is under it, and he will make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Hyannis leaves another runner on base, and the Braves still have a 2-1 lead as it's stretch time here at Doran Park. We head to the bottom half of the 7th. You're watching Bourne Braves Baseball on YouTube. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Bourne Braves in the bottom half of the 7th. Kyler Fetko coming off an RBI single in the 4th inning. Well, leading off for the Braves against Kyle Witten, who remains on the mound. Got through this lineup pretty easily in the 6th inning. No hits, put down the Braves in order, and now faces Kyler Fetko. The first pitch is a fastball low. Fetko watches it. 1 ball, no strike count.
So with Kyle Witten on the mound, it seems that throughout his appearances so far this season, he is just a ticking time bomb. And see if the Braves can light a bomb off of Witten.
1-0. Off speed, Fetko watches it for a strike. It's a 1-1 count. You mentioned the stat. The Braves have scored over 3 runs in the past 7 games. The last time they didn't was when they lost to Katuitt in a 2-1 loss there. Here's the 1-1 pitch on Kyler Fetko. Witten's pitch is outside. Fetko watches. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Braves lucky to only have suffered 2 runs in that game against Katuitt, giving up 14 hits.
Check that, 4 runs. Still impressive. The 2-1 pitch is taken to right center field. A diving catch by Bryce Teodosio in center field retires Fedko. That is one of the more impressive catches you'll ever see. Fedko, great contact on the 2-1 pitch, and Bryce Teodosio, incredible speed, lays out, dives, and makes the play for the first out.
Wow. I think that's the only thing you could say to that is unbelievable athleticism from Teodosio, robbing extra bases from Kyler Fedko right there.
The game goes on. Jake McKenzie is up with 1 out and watches ball 1 low, 1-0. 1-0 pitch from Witten. Off speed, swinging a strike from Jake McKenzie. It's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating than that as a hitter. Really gap the ball there and just someone else making a great play.
1-1 is high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Witten getting help from his field. We know his ERA over 16 coming into this appearance, but a great diving play from Teodosio keeps Kyler Fedko off the base paths. 2-1 is low to McKenzie, now a 3-ball and 1 strike count to the Braves second baseman, who doubled in the 3rd inning and flew out in the 4th. Braves looking for some insurance. 3-1. McKenzie, little chopper, will fall foul. Count now runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Braves have had 13 games finish within 2 runs or less. And this one right now looking like it's going to be exactly that. Here's the 3-2 pitch on McKenzie, another ground ball that hits him, and they call it foul. So he will see another 3-2 count. The Braves in the first half of the season went 8-14. So far have 1 win and no losses after beating Katuitt last night in the second half. Witten from the windup. Kicks and fires the 3-2. McKenzie, a check swing, appeal to first. He did not go around, and Jake McKenzie is on for the second time tonight with a 1-out walk.
Yeah, base runners ever so important in a 1-run game, especially when you have the top of the order and Judd Fabian coming back up with only 1 out. Fabian has the opportunity to take advantage of Witten here, and especially a base hit, followed by Cody Morris, who's swinging a hot bat right now. The Braves could be in business here if Fabian keeps it going.
Fabian has yet to reach base today. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of flyouts and a ground out. 1 out in the inning. McKenzie over at first. First pitch to Fabian is outside. Chases Goodman out of his catcher spot. 1 ball and no strike count to the Braves leadoff batter, Judd Fabian, who homered twice yesterday. 4 RBIs coming home on his part. An impressive game from him. He was the player of the game. Here's the 1-0. Fabian, check swing. It was a pitch that was high and outside. He did not go around. It's a 2-0 count now on the Braves center fielder.
Yeah, the Braves will take another walk here. Cody Morris said, Cade Beloso, Jimmy Glowacki. That's a tough 3 following up here after Judd Fabian. Top of the order is really stacked for this Braves team.
Turn back to first. McKenzie slides back in time. Fabian, 7 RBIs during the season so far. 3 doubles. He struck out 14 times. $16 for 51. Here's the 2-0. Fabian watches a fastball low, and the count is well in Fabian's favor. 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, and he'll be watching this pitch go, no matter where it's located. 3-0. He's not going to be swinging. Usually just a setup here for the 3-1.
It's a righty-on-righty matchup. Witten turns back and looks at McKenzie on first. Now the 3-0 delivery to Fabian is a fastball that hits the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Fabian taking all the way on that 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, and it's funny how the strike zone seems to expand a little bit on a 3-0 count. You're more likely to get a strike call on a 3-0 count rather than a 2-strike count.
Turns back to first. McKenzie slides back in time. Fair doesn't put the tag on. The 2 engage in conversation over at first base. 1 out. Fabian with a 3-ball, 1-strike count. 2-1. The Braves lead it in the bottom of the 7th. 3-1. McKenzie goes, and Fabian lifts a high fly ball to straightaway center field. Teodosio is under it. Looks like he can't find it in the lights, but he does. It goes into the glove, and McKenzie heads back over to first. 2 outs now in the inning. Fabian is retired for the 4th time tonight.
You know what I think we just saw right there, Samuel?
Yeah, tell me.
I believe we just saw a deke attempt from Teodosio. He was under the ball the whole time. You mentioned how he was acting, I think, and that's a key word. He was acting as if he could not see the ball through the lights, trying to draw Jake McKenzie further and further off first base. However, McKenzie very wisely stayed at the halfway point between first and second like you're supposed to do and got back without a throw, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here for the Harbor Hawks.
Chad Gassman heads out to the mound to take out Kyle Witten, who has one of the more impressive outings of his 2019 summer. Doesn't allow a hit, only 1 walk, and retires 5 batters for the Braves. It'll be a pitching change for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning and a runner on first. 2-1 lead for the Braves. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Bourne Braves on YouTube. Kyle Witten's night has come to a close. He goes 1 2/3, not allowing a single hit, walking 1 and striking out 1 while facing 5 batters. And Joran, the Harbor Hawks, turn it over to Jonah Scalaro.
Yeah, the southpaw out of Florida State University, 1-1 record with an ERA at 6 even, last through against the Braves back on Saturday in the second game of that doubleheader. He actually picked up credit for the win, going 2 1/3, not giving up any runs off of 2 hits, striking out 3 in that game on Saturday.
Runner on first, and immediately Scalaro turns over to throw to first. It's Jake McKenzie. McKenzie got on with the walk suffered by Kyle Witten. It's Cody Morris at the plate, who's 1 for 2 with a single in the first and a walk in the 5th. 2 outs in the inning. First pitch from Scalaro is a fastball right down the pipe for a strike, 0-1. Morris at the shortstop today, typically playing second base, has solidified his starting role as the second baseman for the Braves with this hot streak that he's been on, hitting in 11 of 12 games. 0-1. Off speed, curves right into the zone. A beautiful pitch from Scalaro, and immediately Cody Morris sits down 0-2.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch there from Scalaro, breaking onto the outer half of the plate, and Morris that now has to battle back here deep in the hole here at 0-2.
It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Kyle Witten, the right-handed pitcher, is taken out for this lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the 0-2, and Jake McKenzie's going. The pitch is a called ball. McKenzie slides in. The throw is too high. It's cut off by Anthony Servideo, the second baseman, but Jake McKenzie is on with a stolen base.
Morris said wisely in there, not swinging at that pitch, and the throw from Goodman behind the plate sailed over. Westberg covering on the play, and Servideo did a nice job backing it up. He didn't catch it. He just knocked it down, and that was all that he had to do to keep McKenzie at second. If that throw gets through into center field, McKenzie's on third base right now.
That's a team-leading 5 stolen bases now for Jake McKenzie. He's in scoring position. Now the 1-2 delivery from Scalaro is a fastball inside. Caught by Hunter Goodman, who had to slide to his right. Now a 2-ball, 2-strike count to the Braves' number 2 batter. 2-1 lead for Bourne, bottom of the 7th inning. 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd and 1 run in the bottom of the 4th has the Braves at 2 right now. Here's the pitch from Scalaro. Outside, bounces in front of Goodman. McKenzie is taking off over to 3rd. He's up there, standing up, and the Braves have an insurance run 90 feet away and a 3-2 count on Morissette.
That's huge. Base hit now for sure. Scores him a wild pitch from Scalaro, and Goodman can't hang on to it. McKenzie read it well out of Scalaro's hand that it was going in the dirt and took off as soon as he saw Goodman not catch it correctly. Now a payoff pitch looming here for Morissette.
The payoff from Jonas Scalaro. Morissette grounder over to second. Servideo is there. He gloves it, fires to first, and Morissette is retired. The Braves leave an insurance run 90 feet away. A 2-1 lead for Bourne as we head to the final 2 frames, the top of the 8th. Coming up next, you're watching the Bourne Braves on YouTube. The 4th pitcher for the Braves has entered tonight's ball game. It was the man who was originally listed as the designated hitter, and now the Braves' two-way player, Jared Poland, takes the mound in the top of the 8th.
Yes, he does. And he also, more importantly, Sam, is staying in the lineup at the 5 spot as well. So the Braves sacrifice their DH privileges. Poland so far in the year is 0-1 with a 10.12 ERA. He's thrown 2 2/3, making his 3rd appearance tonight, only giving up 3 runs off of 7 hits. The last time we saw him was in the first game of the Hyannis doubleheader. So almost every single pitcher except for Hayden King has thrown against Hyannis in that game. Poland threw 1 2/3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs and 5 hits, and he was roughed up a bit in that game, Sam.
The Braves in all 3 games that they've previously faced Hyannis as the first pitch from Poland is a fastball low and inside to Jared DeSantolo. 1-0 count. In the previous 3 games, the Braves have given up 23 runs. Not the same story tonight. The 1-0 pitch is a check swing from DeSantolo. He does not go around. Appeal over. It's a 2-0 count on DeSantolo, who's 1 for 3, a single. He came around to score in the 6th inning. He's been the only run so far for the Harbor Hawks. The 2-0 is off speed, high and outside. It's now a 3-0 count.
And this is not the start you wanted for Poland. He was off and on warming up in the bullpen when he could.
Much needed strike, 3-0, and it bounces in the dirt in front of Jackson Greer. The tying run is on first, a leadoff walk given to Jared DeSantolo.
Yeah, not a great start for for Poland, walking DeSantelo. DeSantelo and the Hawks will take it. Now here comes Ian Fair with an opportunity here to really put some pressure on Jared Poland.
He's been a thorn in the side of the Braves all game. 2 for 3. He's reached base all 3 times he's come to the plate. Or 2 for 2 with a walk, excuse me. Has the only RBI for the Harbor Hawks in this game in the 6th inning. The first pitch to Fair. Fastball down the pipe for a strike from Poland, 0-1.
That was much needed right there from Poland. Finding the zone can kind of calm his nerves a little bit, get him settled in up there on the rubber. Needs to throw another one here to Fair.
5 hits apiece, 2-1 lead for the Braves. Poland comes set. DeSantelo over at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Fair. A fastball just missing low from Poland. That'll even it up 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, and as a player, what you say to that is exactly what the entire Braves dugout said. It was a good spot, and it was a good spot to miss, down low. Nothing the hitter can do except head into a double play from there, and I expect Poland to keep working his pitches at the knees.
1-1. Fair, hard swinging strike that's fouled off back into the glove of Jackson Greer, the catcher. It's now a 1 ball and 2 strike count. Fair really having a good hack at that 1-1 pitch. Poland has a good fastball, and he showed it off right there. Poland comes set. Hands meet at the chest. Here's the 1-2 on Fair. He'll foul it off first base side, heading toward the trees. And we'll do it again, 1-2.
Yeah, Fair with the only RBI for this Harbor Hawk team back in the 6th inning. Opportunity here to at the very least, move the runner over to scoring position here. Harbor Hawks have been threatening in this game, and the Braves really have failed to put them away.
Poland staring down Greer. Now comes set. Here's the 1-2 to Fair. Little grounder. Fouled. And we'll do the 1-2 again. DeSantelo over on first. Got on with a leadoff walk. The Braves celebrating above the influence game today. Fans getting free T-shirts at a tent that was set up in the parking lot. Me and Jordan are rocking the free T-shirts. Little chilly here. The breeze has come down to Doran Park. The 1-2 pitch, Fair fouls it off again, and he's putting up a great battle against Jared Poland.
It's a little nerve-wracking here in this game. We know the Harbor Hawks, with their successes against the Braves, and more success against the Braves than against any other team in the league, quite frankly, with 3 of their 5 wins coming against the Bravos this season. The longer you let an underdog stay in the game and let them stay around, the more likely they are to strike.
The 1-2 yet again on on Fair is a grounder over too short, over the outstretched glove of Morissette and into center field. It's the 3rd hit of the ball game for Ian Fair. And it's runners now on first and second for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in the top of the 8th.
And now Rigsby Mosley will come back up to the batter's box now. And I would expect here, Sam, that he's going to drop a bunt down the third base line, move the runners over to first and second, play small ball with the Harbor Hawks with runners in scoring position here with nobody out. It looks like Harvey Shapiro is going to go have a chat with Jared Poland up on the mound.
Yeah, there's nobody warming up in the Braves left field bullpen. Chad Gassman is talking to Rigsby Mosley right now. Shapiro heads out to the mound to talk to Jared Poland, who hasn't enjoyed the best success on the mound so far. His hitting has been much better than his fielding. The only two-way player on this team, Shane Munn, started out as a two-way player for the Braves, but was cut about a week into the season. And Harvey Shapiro is strategizing here. Runners on first and second. You would expect Rigsby Mosley to possibly put down a bunt and move 2 runners in scoring position. But Jordan, it's another close game on Hyannis. And this Hyannis team has given up so many runs throughout the season.
Right.
The Braves just haven't been able to do that.
It's just certain times and certain sports, teams just have other teams' numbers. And that it seems to be what's going on here, because there is no logical explanation, I think. On paper, the Braves should be killing this Harbor Hawk team, especially with the ERA that the Harbor Hawks have coming into a game like tonight. You know, Kyle Wynn with an ERA almost at 17 coming into his appearance, but hasn't given up a run at least yet, as everybody retakes their positions now. All that other stuff doesn't really matter right here, right now. Rizzy Mosley, like we said, most likely going to be dropping a bunt here to move the runners over. That would at least seem the smartest play to me. But stranger things have happened for sure, Sam.
DeSantolo at second. Ian Fair at first. That potential go-ahead run is at first base with a 2-1 lead for the Braves, and Mosley does just that. Turns around to bunt. Pulls it back as Glowenko is moving in. It's a called ball on the pitch from Poland. 1 ball, no strike count to Mosley, who got on base in the 6th inning with a fielder's choice. That ERA for Hyannis, 7.78. That's first place in the league by over three runs.
They've given up almost over 200 runs. But like we said, that doesn't matter right here, right now.
Mosley pulls back the bunt. A throw over to third base from Jackson Greer. The tag is applied, and DeSantolo is safe as the ball came out of Glowenko's glove. DeSantolo was stealing on that pitch from second to third. Greer picked up on it. The throw was a little low and bounces out of the glove of Glowenko, and now it's runners on the corners, the tying run 90 feet away.
Wow, big moment there as Jackson Greer is going to relay a first and third play. DeSantolo trying to take third. Glowenko, the third baseman, was playing in on the grass to try and protect the bunt. He doesn't have to worry about that now because DeSantolo takes third, trying to get there behind Glowenko's back. The throw was in plenty of time for Glowenko. He just could not hang out onto the ball. The ball comes out, and now the Harbor Hawks 90 feet away from tying the game.
2-0 to Mosley. Doesn't show the bunt that time and watches strike one. A 2-ball and 1 strike count. We did see a suicide squeeze happen a few games ago. Can't remember which team that was, Jordan.
It was Falmouth, I believe.
That's right. 2-1, fastball down the middle to Mosley, and that'll even it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And how big would a strikeout for Jared Pullen be right now?
It would be huge, especially with the bunt out of the question now. Especially, actually, that game was against Katuitt because it was a botched suicide squeeze, and they had the runner and a pickle, and they ended up scoring on the play. But now here, 2-2 for Poland. Have to try and go fastball here, try and force a strikeout.
2-2 to Mosley. Mosley ripped down the third base line, going foul. Just a little late on the fastball from Poland, and Mosley will see another 2-2 pitch. Mosley, a .260 average coming into this game, of course, was a pinch hitter, took out Brooks Carlson. 5 RBIs on the year. He's looking for a big number 6. Here's the 2-2 delivery from Poland, grounded right back up the middle. Morris at shortstop will flip it over to Jake McKenzie covering. Throw on to first is not in time, and Jared DeSantolo will come around to score to tie this game up at 2.
Game's all tied up, and it's a fresh beginning. And now the decision to put Jared Poland in the game and keep him in the lineup as well becomes all the more interesting because the pitcher spot now a part of the lineup. Game tied up, and this inning still not necessarily over yet, Sam.
2-2. Mosley was safe at first. He gets on with his second fielder's choice of the ball game, and Rowdy Jordan is now coming up. Jordan's 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout, and also reached base on a walk. First pitch is a fastball from Poland, falling low. 1-0. Well, that's how important that stolen base was by Jared DeSantolo to get over to third. Greer's throw just under the glove of Glowenko. Allows a run to come in on the fielder's choice. Poland set, now throws back to first. Mosley's back in time. These teams, a pretty even game so far. 6 hits for Hyannis, 5 for Bourne. 2-2 on the scoreboard. Hyannis with 5 wins on the season, 3 coming against the Braves. The 1-0 pitch to Jordan is inside. It's now a 2-0 count.
And Poland really having some trouble finding the zone right now. Needs to do so. Cannot afford to have a walk, and definitely don't want to come up against the top of this order here with the game in the balance here.
The Braves started off with a 2-0 lead after scoring a run in the 3rd and 4th innings. It's been 2 unanswered right now for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Jordan swings at the 2-0 pitch and flies it out toward the high school for a foul ball. It's now 2-1. Rowdy Jordan on the season from Mississippi State. We mentioned he has that low .098 average. Just 2 RBIs home for him this season. Righty on lefty matchup. The 2-1 delivery is outside, and Poland is really struggling. It's 3-1.
And looking into the Braves bullpen, there's some stirring around, but nobody throwing right now. So until further notice, this is Poland's inning to get out of.
Hyannis has tied it up. 1 out in the inning. 2-2 score. 3-1 to Jordan. Cut on and missed, and actually fouled back into the glove of Jackson Greer, and the count now runs full, 3-2.
And just as I say that, there's some signaling going on to the bullpen for somebody to get loose. It looks like, off the top of my head, I don't know. There's 2 or 3 pitchers all at once are warming up. There's hand signals going from the dugout to the bullpen. There's no chance of a miscommunication happening like that, right, Sam?
Oh, there's got to be.
Here, you get warmed up.
They need telephones here in the Cape League. The payoff. Jordan fouls it off third base side, heading to the high school. Count remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just get the phones, takes care of everything. Walkie-talkies, that would be great.
Yeah. And I'm sure all the players probably have their cell phones on them too, so somebody could probably just shoot somebody a text and say, hey, start getting loose. It looks like Kieran Shaw from here.
Yeah. Looks like they finally got that signal correct. Does look like Kieran Shaw, who's been dominant this year. Poland comes set. It's a 3-2 count on Rowdy Jordan. Here's the payoff. Jordan, fly ball, curving foul yet again.
Off the light pole, watch out.
Oh, came back to the screen. Luckily, it didn't hit a fan. Everyone's all right. We'll do the 3 ball and 2 strike count yet again. Rigsby Mosley at first. Double play would be huge here for Poland on the mound.
Well, obviously so here with 1 out. Force on and Jordan in the middle of a battle here against Poland. This is either builds your momentum or destroys your momentum, depending on who does what in this situation. If Poland gets a double play or even a strikeout, it's a big confidence booster for him after having this game tied up.
The payoff once again. Jordan will fly it out, third base side, curving foul. Oh, I think this is the longest at-bat that we've seen since Aubrey Major put up a 13-pitch at-bat for the Catuit Kettleers a few nights ago here at Dorn Park. Rowdy Jordan putting together a great at-bat against Jared Poland, who's already given up 1 run. Jared DeSantelo coming in to score. Poland comes set, hands meet at the chest. Here's the payoff pitch to Jordan. Looked at for strike 3. Poland gets his first strikeout of the night in a long at-bat on Rowdy Jordan, and it's a big out, number 2.
Yeah, really got the off-speed to work there, and that's a big out to get because if Jordan gets on, more likely than not, you face Jordan Westberg, and you want that guy up at the plate with nobody else on base, and Poland has the opportunity to make that happen here with a good at-bat against Teodosio.
2 outs. It's Bryce Teodosio. Will be coming up for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2, reached base on a walk. First pitch from Poland, off speed. Teodosio to center field. Judd Fabian moving back to the track. He will make the play right in front of the fence. It was a scary out, number 3, but the Braves get it done. 1 run comes across the plate for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on a fielder's choice, scoring Jared DeSantelo, and we are all tied up at 2. Headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're watching Bourne Braves Baseball on YouTube. All knotted up at 2. Bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 batters due up for the Bourne Braves against Jonas Scalaro. And Jordan, this could be possibly the best opportunity for the Braves to get a lead in this game.
Oh, you have to start thinking about the tie in this type of situation. We're only playing until 10 innings at a maximum here. And 3, 4, 5 spots, Beloso, Glowenki, and Poland, who are due up in the game. This is, I think, the best opportunity going up against the left-handed Scalaro.
Beloso will step up for the 4th time tonight. First pitch from Scalaro is a breaking ball that curves right in the zone. Beloso looks at it 0-1. A 13-game on-base streak could be snapped tonight. Struck out in the first, flew out in the third, and grounded out to shortstop in the 5th inning. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from the lefty Jonas Scalaro. Beloso watches the off-speed for a ball that falls low. 1-1. Hyannis has 1 tie on the year. The Braves without a tie. Starts getting a little antsy, 2-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning now. Hyannis ties it up in the top half. Here's the 1-1. Beloso watches another off speed. That time it's in there for a strike. It's 1-2.
3 straight curveballs from Scalaro. He's really going after that pitch, and he's got it working, finding the strike zone 2 times out of the first 3 pitches. Let's see if he goes back to it one more time.
1-2 on Beloso. It's inside. It hits him right on the elbow. No, they call Beloso out. They call Beloso out. They think he dove into it. He put his elbow out so he could get hit.
Wow.
Harvey Shapiro is going to argue with home plate manager Sam Finn. They call Cade Beloso out. Harvey Shapiro is heated.
Yeah, they call Beloso out for ducking out into the way of the pitch as a dead ball strike, and the second strike turns into the third strike. That is unbelievable. What a way to strike out, and that is perhaps the most controversial call we've seen all summer long, and goes from being a runner on first base now for the Braves to 1 away.
Beloso, they call it that he was moving in to make sure he got hit, and he's out for the first out. Now it's Jimmy Glowenki, who immediately swings at the first pitch and fouls it off toward the backstop. Well, Jordan, a call like that can really suffocate your team in terms of the energy.
Yes, absolutely. It's a big momentum killer right there. Thinking that Beloso got on base once again, and you're able to make something happen. Now you have to reach from deep within to find some motivation.
0-1 to Glowenki is low. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Jimmy Glowenki. Glowenki is 1 for 3. A double came around to score in the 4th inning.
Tell you what, I think I've ever seen, especially on a level like this, that call be made.
1-1. Glowenki watches the off speed just out of the zone for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. I haven't either. That was shocking. From here, it didn't look like Beloso did anything. But Sam Finn calls Beloso out on a pitch that hit him. 2-1 from Scalaro. Glowenki fouls it off, first base side. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Hyannis' 1 tie came in the 3rd game of the season against Falmouth on June 14th, a 9-9 tie. This one a little bit of a different story. 2-2 is low, bounces in the dirt in front of Hunter Goodman. Count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, full count now to Glowenki, and he's got a battle here. He's already got a double so far in tonight's game. Braves need base runners, plain and simple.
Nobody on, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2-2 ball game. The 3-2 delivery from Scalaro, and Glowenki will stay alive and foul it off. An off speed from Scalaro yet again. Glowenki waited for it and just got a bat on, fouled it back to the backstop. Still a 3-ball and 2-strike count to Glowenki from Dallas Baptist University. Scalaro in the windup. Kicks and fires the 3-2. It's outside. Glowenki walks for the 2nd time. He'll get on base tonight. It's a 1-out walk. He's on first.
Well, and that's why a call like that is sometimes so debilitating, because it could have been runners on first and second. Now it's just a runner on first, but Braves have to do their best to put it behind them. Usually in baseball, calls like that seem to even out over the course of not only a game, but of a season. Usually you get the same amount of calls for and against you. Now Jared Poland stepping in, looking for some redemption after giving up the run that tied this game.
Poland on the pitching side had some signs of weakness. Now comes up to try and alienate all that. Here's the first pitch. It's high and outside, 1-0. Poland so far in the game is 0 for 2 with a walk. He got over to second in the fourth inning. Braves haven't scored since that fourth inning. Glowenke on first. The 1-0 to Poland is skied high, shallow right field. Servideo, the second baseman, is moving back on it. He sees it, is under it, and he makes the play for the second out of the inning, and Jackson Greer's now coming up.
And Greer's a dangerous out.
Number 37 from East Tennessee State.
And there's something I always like to see, too. You see it sometimes with real savvy middle infielders. You have a pop-up on the infield like that, and sometimes when the batter does not run it out, you can actually let that ball drop, and sometimes you can turn two like that. However, Poland was jogging it out, so Servideo playing it safe and just making the catch.
Greer is 1 for 3. He got a double in the second inning, has been retired his past 2 at-bats. Had a grand slam a couple of games ago in the 14-run performance against Falmouth. And no home run would be bigger than right now for Greer, who's homered with 2 teams in the Cape League, Harwich and Bourne. Both have been here at Doran Park. First pitch to Greer. He skies first base side, curving foul. Ian Fair is moving over towards it. It'll bounce right in front of the fence for a foul ball for Jackson Greer. 0-1.
Yeah, close there to being caught by a combination of Fair and the right fielder, Rowdy Jordan. Greer can't be thinking about home run. We've seen a lot of off-speed from Scalaro, and we know Jackson Greer, he loves to see off-speed pitches. Those are the pitches he likes to go after, so could be dangerous going up against the righty Greer from the southpaw Scalaro.
Scalaro comes set. Lefty on righty matchup. Turns back and looks at Glowenke at first. Now the 0-1 delivery, and Greer smacks a ball to center field. Ball will get down. Glowenke will stop at second base. It's a 2-out single for Jackson Greer, his second hit of the ball game.
Well, by an inch or by a mile, a hit is a hit, and it gets barely down into shallow center field, almost a dying quail type of shot that just died right in the middle of the air off the end of the bat from Jackson Greer. And it looks like Xavier Warren, after getting the first 8 innings off, or excuse me, the first 7 innings off, is going to come in and pinch hit now for Brennan Rivoli.
Well, it's not a total off day for Xavier Warren. He is coming up in a pinch hit appearance. Went 1 for 5 yesterday against Katuitt with a double, a run scored, and a strikeout as well. Leads this team in RBIs with 14, 12th in the Cape Cod Baseball League. He has 2 home runs on the season. He's batting from the right side, the switch hitter, against Scalaro. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Scalaro looks back at second. Now delivers the first pitch to Xavier Warren at soft speed and curves right down the middle for a strike, 0-1.
And this will be interesting to see how the lineup now works. You'd have to imagine probably more sets defensively, moves to second base. Glowenke to short, Warren to third, and McKenzie may be moving to left field because that's the spot in the order that Warren is now taking up. He's now coming in for the left fielder, Brendan Rivoli, who originally pinch hitted for Nick Bruiser, who started the game out in left field.
Warren, an 0-1 count. Scalaro comes set. Turns back at second. Taking his time, now kicks and fires to Xavier Warren, an off-speed that Warren swings at and misses for strike 2. Warren also leads the team in strikeouts with 18. 2 outs. Scalaro trying to retire Xavier Warren, who's in this game for the first time today. Bruiser started out in left field, then it was Rivoli. Now Xavier Warren in this 7 spot of the lineup. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Scalaro. It's inside. Xavier Warren holds off. Now a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
That's a great take there from Warren. He thought about going around, realized that it was curving inside, and that's exactly where it missed, down and in. And with Kieran Shaw set to come in here in the 9th inning, if Warren can find a way to get a base hit here, it could be all the Braves need to sneak a win out from under the carpet of the Harbor Hawks.
Warren twirls the bat. Here's the 1-2. It's inside, bounces away from catcher Hunter Goodman. Glowenke gets over to third. Jackson Greer to second. The go-ahead run is now 90 feet away in a 2-2 count on Xavier Warren.
And it's important because now another one of those, and we've seen a few wild pitches so far today. Actually, a wild pitch already scored Jake McKenzie back in the third inning. If we see one more of those, it'll be Glowenke over on third base right now, coming in to try and score here. 2-2 count, and now a base hit with Jackson Greer moving to second base, possibly has the opportunity of scoring 2 runners.
This turns into a bigger at-bats for Xavier Warren. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Scalaro kicks and deals. The 2-2 is low and bounces away from Goodman. In comes Jimmy Glowenke. The Braves take the lead in the bottom of the 8th.
Unbelievable right there. 2 wild pitches in a row, and now the Braves seal the 3-2 lead on a 3-2 count now to Xavier Warren. Glowenke hesitated at first, at third, but once he saw the ball was really past Hunter Goodman, he cruised in home, jogging in, standing on his feet, and now Xavier Warren with an opportunity to make it at least a 2-run game now.
3-2 lead for the Braves in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jackson Greer now over at third. Scalaro, the windup, now the payoff pitch to Xavier Warren. Ground ball over to third. DeSantelo gloves it, makes a long throw over to first. That's off the bag. Jackson Greer scores. Ian Fair fell off the bag at first. Xavier Warren gets on, and the Braves now take a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning.
It was a long throw for Jared DeSantelo to make. He was back up on the outfield grass, had to make the throw all the way over, and it just pulled Ian Fair off the bag. Too tall for him to get. Now the Braves with some cushion here as we are just 1 out away from going to the top of the 9th inning.
A wild pitch scored Jimmy Glowenke, and what they're ruling is a hit for Xavier Warren. Scores Jackson Greer. Now it's Kyler Fedko, who had an RBI single in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3 on the day so far. The Braves pad that lead. Now 4-2. First pitch is a low strike on the fastball to Fedko, 0-1.
So because it is ruled a hit, Warren gets credit with the RBI, so he improves on his team-leading numbers. And it turns out to be a pretty successful pinch hit at bat. While he's up at the plate, 2 runs coming to score.
What could be the deciding 2 runs? Scalaro looks at first. Now the 0-1 delivery is a breaking ball upstairs on Kyler Fedko, 1-1. Well, the Braves increased that streak of 3 runs now in their past 8 games. At least 3 runs in their past 8 games. And at least 7 hits in their past 8 games. That hit count right at 7 right now. Here's the 1-1. Fedko swinging, strike 2. Off speed, Kyler Fedko was fooled, and he was thinking fence on that one. Now falls behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Some arms warming up in the Braves bullpen. Looking to close this one out. It was a tie game heading into the bottom of the 8th. The Braves putting 2 runs on the board on a wild pitch and an RBI single, pinch hit RBI single by Xavier Warren. He now leads the team with 15 RBIs. 1-2 from Scalaro. He turns back and throws toward first. Xavier Warren's back in time. Braves looking for their 10th win of the season. They could pick up some ground on the Falmouth Commodores. In third place, Falmouth losing to Katuitt earlier tonight, 6-1. 1-2. Fedko got him swinging. So Fedko goes down, but the Braves put a much-needed 2 runs on the board and lead it 4-2 and look to get the victory as we head toward the final frame. The top of the 9th inning, you'll catch it right here on the Bourne Braves YouTube channel. Braves take a late lead in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Jordan, they bring on Kieran Shaw to try and close it out against the top of this Hyannis lineup.
Yeah, it's going to have to be very tough for Kieran Shaw coming in with a 1-0 record, coming in for the tonight's save, 2.7 ERA. He's making his 7th appearance, has thrown 6 2/3, and his last appearance was against Katuitt. He threw 1 inning, giving up 1 run.
First pitch to Jordan Westberg is a ball low from Kieran Shaw, 1-0.
And when he gave up that run, there's a little bit of controversy with it, or not necessarily controversy, but Brendan Rivoli in right field lost the ball in the lights.
1-0, hits the zone on a fastball from Shaw. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Westberg.
So for Kieran Shaw out of Harvard, has the opportunity here, has to go through the real dragon of this order.
1-1, Westberg to right center field. Fedko moving to his right side. He'll put it away for a much-needed first out, and for the first time this season, Jordan Westberg is likely to be held without a hit.
Yeah, assuming the Braves are able to work through the rest of this inning without surrendering anything too crazy. Yeah, the Braves, who always seem to hold the best players in check, they do so again tonight against Jordan Westberg, 0 for 5.
Anthony Servideo now up with 1 out, nobody on. The tying run is on deck. So Servideo can get on, bring that tying run to the plate. That's what the Harbor Hawks want. The first pitch from Shaw, fastball upstairs, called a ball, 1-0. Now, Shaw from Harvard, he did mention that there's a river that runs right through the Harvard campus. There's academics on one side and athletics on the other side. And obviously Harvard, with the prestige that it has, here's the 1-0 pitch to Servideo. He'll drive it to right field. Fedko will be under it. That's a much-needed second out. 2 quick outs for Kieran Shaw on the mound.
Yeah, what it does is now that Trevor Hauber and Hunter Goodman, who are due up next for the Harbor Hawks, when they come up to bat, the bases are going to be empty, and it takes 2 people on base to hit a 2-run home run. And I'm no math major, but that's the way it works. So to go after Hauber here with nobody on base makes it all the more relaxing for Shaw on the bump.
Hauber, the last chance against the Harvard student, Kieran Shaw. Righty on lefty matchup. 2 outs. First pitch to Hauber is a fastball strike. Shaw said that when he's on the academic side, he only focuses on academics. You cross the river, go to the athletic side, and that's what the main focus is. And that's how they kind of separate it. 0-1, fouled back to the backstop. And the Hyannis Harbor Hawks are down to their final strike. Braves threatening to finally get a victory on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks for the first time this season.
And it'd be a much-needed win. Imagine if they had won 2 out of those 3 games against Hyannis, how much different this West Division race is. But that's all in the past now, and the Braves 1 strike away from cashing in on a W.
Shaw in the windup. The 0-2 delivery is high and outside to Hauber. 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
And it's been a very important game for the Braves, showing that they can fight back late. They gave up the 2-run lead, giving 2 unanswered runs to the Harbor Hawks, but struck back for 2 runs in the bottom of half of the 8th to regain that lead.
1-2 from Kieran Shaw to Hauber is outside, and that'll even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hauber's gotten on with 2 walks today. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the 3rd. Walked in the 1st and walked in the 7th inning. Up for the 5th time tonight. Shaw gets the sign from Jackson Greer. Into the windup, the 2-2 delivery on Hauber. It's a check swing, appeal over to 3rd. He did not go, and the count will run full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Close call there, but the third base umpire, Larry Rosenberg, saying that Hauber did not cross the plate. And it all comes down to this now, Sam. 3-2 with 2 outs and the game on the line.
And it's important if Hauber gets on, brings the tying run to the plate. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Kieran Shaw. It's outside, and for the 3rd time tonight, Trevor Hauber walks. The tying run in Hunter Goodman will be coming to the plate. 2 outs. Hauber gets on.
Hauber gets on, and now you have the RBI leader in the entire Cape Cod Baseball League coming to the plate with 2 outs. This is, as a batter, the situation you dream of, having the opportunity late in the game to tie up the game for your team.
Shaw comes set. The first pitch is a short little grounder. Charging in is Glowenke. Fires to first. It's a wild throw. Gets away from Beloso. Hauber's moving over to 3rd. He'll be stopped over at 3rd. Goodman gets to 2nd. The tying run is in scoring position. A wild throw from Jimmy Glowenke the third baseman. He was charging in, threw over to Beloso, chased him way off the bag, and now there's runners on second and third.
Wow. Would have been a tough play for Glowacki to make. Chopped toward the third base line. Glowacki just got a little too excited, and Chad Gassman, I think, very wisely holding the runner Hover at third base. His run doesn't mean anything if he gets thrown out at the plate. Would have been pretty silly. Now, Jared DeSantolo with the opportunity with one swing of the bats can either tie it or take the lead now for the Harbor Hawks.
10 runners have been left on base for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks during this entire game, and they're looking to not continue that streak in the top of the ninth. Tying run over at second. Jared DeSantolo comes up. He's got one hit so far today. First pitch is a strike from Kieran Shaw on the fastball. 0-1. DeSantolo singled, came around to score in the sixth. He walked the eighth and also came around to score. First time he faces Kieran Shaw here tonight. Here's the 0-1. Got him swinging, and there's the second strike of the at-bat, 0-2.
Really important now for Kieran Shaw to not get too crazy with the waste pitch. 0-2, way ahead. No reason to throw a wild pitch here, trying to get too fancy and letting the ball get to the backstop and letting the run come in from third and Trevor Hover. I say go after him here on the 0-2.
Hyannis down to their final strike. Time is called. Shaw steps off the mound. 0-2 count to Jared DeSantolo. Runners on second and third. 4-2 Braves. The 0-2. And just fouls it off the end of the bat. Fouls it back toward the backstop. Barely getting contact, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, by the skin of his teeth there. DeSantolo fouling that off on the very end of his bat. He gets to see another pitch and stays alive for one more throw off the arm of Kieran Shaw.
Shaw staring down DeSantolo. Their last chance for the Harbor Hawks. The 0-2 delivery. Got him swinging, and the Braves win it 4-2. For the first time this season, the Braves have finally taken down the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who leave the tying run over on second. The potential winning run was at the plate, and the 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning end up being the difference here in this one. 4-2 victory for the Bourne Braves. They've won 3 straight.
Well, the Cardiac Kids in full swing tonight. They say you pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge of it, and that's how this game went down the stretch. 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th after Hyannis tied the game in the top half of the 8th inning. And it was almost one swing of the bat away from us being tied going into the bottom half, but the Braves and Kieran Shaw able to zone in. Shaw earns his first save of the year, and like you said, Sam, the Braves, winners of 3 straight.
And Joran, both these teams coming into this game had troubled pitching staffs, both struggling. Obviously, Hyannis with statistically the worst pitching staff in the league, and this ended up being a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, it absolutely did, and sometimes that's just the way the game goes. Sometimes in baseball, there's just no explanation for the things. You were talking about the ERA for the Harbor Hawks up over 7, and meanwhile for the Braves, they have one of, if not the best pitching staff in the entire Cape Cod Baseball League. However, this game right now, 4-2 score. This is what the games again in the doubleheader probably should have been against Hyannis, but the Braves at home at Doran, it's a different feeling. You know, this is a pitcher's park. The ball does not travel that well here, and the pitcher's duel, I think I'll take my chances on the Braves any day.
Jared Poland gets the win for the Bourne Braves. Kieran Shaw will pick up the save. The Braves will move to 10-14 on the season with 3 wins in a row. They now have 20 points and pull within 5 points of the third-place Falmouth Commodores. And more importantly, Jordan, they lengthen that lead now to 9 points over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks for that final playoff spot.
Yeah, so that makes it about a 4.5 game lead over the Harbor Hawks, and that's almost impossible to come back from. The problem is you think Hyannis has to win a lot of games in a row, and that's just hard to believe that they'll be able to do considering they've only won 5 games in the entire season. They made the Braves work for this win tonight, but the Braves got the job done. At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
7 hits for the Braves, moves to 4 runs. The Braves win it 4-2 here at Doran Park and move to 10-14 on the season and ride a 3-game winning streak heading into tomorrow with an important matchup against the second-place Wareham Gatemen. That'll be it for tonight alongside Jordan Palacio. I'm Sam Wiederhaft. The Braves win it 4-2 against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Have a great night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Welcome back, Braves fans. The Braves get the victory 4-2 over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks alongside the pitcher that got the save, Kieran Shaw. Kieran, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. Pleasure to be here.
So runners on second and third.
Yeah,
Top of the ninth inning. One got on with a walk, one got on with an error. Take me back to that at bat with Jared DeSantelo.
Well, first of all, I started with a walk with 2 outs in the ninth, and it's tough to do as a pitcher, especially in that situation. So I'll take that one. But second and third, I've been there before this year at Harvard, and I think that it was just a matter of, all right, I know I'm going to get this guy out. What are the sequences? How are we going to do it? And Greer behind the plate is great at that. He came out, looked me in the eyes, said, "We got this," when that ball got thrown over there. So, it was good. Definitely exciting, but I'm glad we got it done.
And you guys win your third game of the row, and you got third game in a row. You guys look pretty loose out there. There was a post-game autograph session. What's the feeling around this team right now?
Yeah, I would say, baseball is always fun when you're winning. And when it's not, it's a grind. But we've been through that process where it is a grind. So now we're able to enjoy winning and competing. And we're doing a lot of things right now. We're still making a little mistakes. That is baseball. But everyone's involved in the game. We're excited. There's energy. And it's just a good atmosphere.
Now, over the stretch of about 7 games, you get the sense that the batting is kind of picked up, but the bullpen has kind of lessened out a little bit. In a bullpen that started off so hot, how have you been able to put that behind you and just focus on yourself?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of period of time where we just got a lot. We got worked in the bullpen a little bit. When you throw a lot in the bullpen, it's hard to come back the next day. And our offense did a great job of putting up some runs, and our starters went out there and put a couple of games together where they threw a lot of innings, and that helps out the bullpen. And now we're seeing that success a couple of games later. And that's been huge. We've been able to rest our arms, get our legs under us, and just be ready to go.
All right, that's the man from Harvard who got the save, Kieran Shaw. Kieran, thanks for joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
The Braves get the victory 4-2 here at Durham Park. We'll see you tomorrow at 6:45 against Wareham. Good night, everybody.